10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight.
Sorry, yeah, I just
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Can you hear me? All right. I just can't hear myself, I guess, in the headset.
One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, okay.
I got myself now. All right. Thanks, Aaron. Sorry about it, MM. All right, thanks. Hey there. Dana again.
One. From the BMO Center in Rockford, Illinois, the IceHogs and the Wolves go at it on a Saturday evening for the Battle of I-90. It's a jam-packed BMO Center, and we're happy to welcome you in on the IceHogs Broadcast Network. Hey, everybody. Welcome up to the broadcast booth. Dana Gray, happy to be with you this evening. We thank you for tuning in on WIFR, on FloHockey for our friends watching for free on Facebook, YouTube, and X. This should be an awesome game considering the amount of prospects that we've got on both sides of things. The Chicago Wolves, of course, matched up with the Carolina Hurricanes in their AHL to NHL partnership. They boast some young talent, especially on the back end. And meanwhile, the IceHogs, a lot of first-round picks. Of course, the number 2 overall draft pick, Artyom Levshunov of this past summer, is getting ready to play his 4th professional game with the IceHogs. He got 1 point through his first 3 games. Frank Nazar is off to a hot start, the first rounder for the Blackhawks a couple of years ago. He's got 3 goals, 5 points. That's good enough for a team lead in scoring. A lot to love about this matchup. This is a matchup, though, that the IceHogs really dominated last year. And considering that Rockford went 8-3-1 against this Chicago team, you would like to think for the IceHogs they could carry some of that momentum into tonight, especially considering that Chicago they've really struggled out of the gate. They're 1-4-1-0 and have yet to win at home at Allstate Arena and have that 1 win on the road. They'll look for their second one tonight here at Rockford. The IceHogs are fresh off a great win last night against Grand Rapids. They win 4-1 against GR on the road. They scored the first 3 goals of the game and got 2 very quick ones, thanks to Nazar and Gavin Hayes. Hayes would score on the power play. That was his first career professional goal. The Blackhawks draft pick out of 2022 got the power play goal yesterday. The IceHogs struck twice on the man advantage. The next goal on that power play, of course, coming from Landon Slaggert, who got his first with the IceHogs. So a lot of exciting storylines coming into tonight. We'll get you, of course, our starting goaltenders and our starting lineups here in just a moment. It's Dia de los Muertos night here at the BMO Center. The IceHogs celebrating by wearing specialty Sugar Skull jerseys, and also hammy Sugar Skull bobbleheads were handed out to the first 2,500 fans here that came into the BMO tonight. And it is a rocking house, and you hear the boos as the Wolves jump onto the ice sporting their road whites tonight with the gold numbers. The IceHogs wearing those specialty Dia de los Muertos jerseys, which look awesome. And if you are just listening tonight on Bixler, I would implore you to get to social media or get to a screen and try and check them out because they look awesome. IceHogs and the Wolves coming up in just a couple of moments. Let's meet those starting goaltenders for the IceHogs at 3-3. It's Mitchell Weeks, who's got a record of 1-2, a .307 goals against, an .895 save percentage. He played both of Rockford's games up north of the border last weekend against Manitoba. And countering for Chicago, it's Ruslan Hajeyev, who will get the call, a Canes draft pick back just last year in the 5th round, 19 years old from Russia. So the 19-year-old from Russia, Hajeyev, against Weeks, the 23-year-old from Barrie, Ontario. Getting set for puck drop. We'll get you the rest of the starting lineups in a moment. But first, we honor America with the national anthem. We'll pause.
Our national anthem. Performing the Star Spangled Banner tonight, please welcome Capron Elementary.
Packed house inside the BMO Center for the IceHogs and the Wolves. The first of 12 matchups this season between Rockford and Chicago, just separated by a short trip east for the IceHogs to travel to Chicago. Today it's the Wolves that come west for their first trip to the BMO Center. Hajeyev and Weeks, the two goaltenders, the starters tonight for the Rockford IceHogs. A defense pairing of Louis Crevier along with Ethan Del Mastro, the righty and lefty on the back end. And the forward grouping, the second line of Landon Slager, Cole Gutman, and Colton Dock, who's fresh off a 3-point performance just last night. He had a goal and 2 assists. And for the Wolves, who enter in today with just 1 win to their name, they'll start with Joachim Ryan on the back end, along with Alexei Hemo-Salami. Brenda Moore getting ready to meet Gutman at center. The puck is dropped and we are underway from the BMO Center. IceHogs moving left to right across your radio and your screens in the opening period. Del Mastro, first one to get to it. It's going to shoot this one down the rink. No contact made. South of the red line, that's icing against Rockford to start things off. IceHogs with a great win last night in Grand Rapids. They steamrolled the Griffins for the second time. They're still the only team that's beaten Grand Rapids in regulation this year. Both of those games have been 4-1 victories for Rockford. First one came here at the BMO Center on opening night. Puck is dropped to the right of Mitchell Weeks. Del Mastro looking north, gonna chip it up. Slager got a piece of it, fresh off his first IceHogs goal yesterday. It was the power play marker. Doc finishes his check into the body of Ryan, frees up the loose puck. Here's Doc operating off the near wall. Colton Doc holds on. Del Mastro straight away towards the front of the net. Hajeyev makes a stick save. Gutman to the rebound. Center point. Will chip it down low to the goal line. Doc trying to free it up once again. Gutman's going to race onto this in the offensive zone. Opening minute of play in the BMO Center. No score in the first of 12 between the IceHogs and the Wolves. Del Mastro back in. Finds CD fresh off the bench. And he tests Hajeyev with a glove. This is Slavin looking to cycle it in behind. The former IceHog, Jerry Mayu, just playing his second game in Rockford. He signed a AHL contract with the IceHogs a few days ago as Chicago ices the puck down to our left. So Mayhew is up on that top line that Frank Nazar is centering along with Brett Seaney. So he's got some leadership, does Nazar, on his wings. Nazar, the Blackhawks' first rounder at 2022. He leans in for the draw to the left of Hajeyev. Wins it back to Levshinov. No option but to chip it in deep to the near corner. Seaney entangles in the battle. A $1.20 con in the game. No score. Shots 2-0 in favor of Rockford. 3 aside, battling for a loose puck out of the near corner. It's being held in nicely by Seeley, the defenseman for Chicago. It chips up the right point. Seaney, center zone pass, but it jumped the stick of Nazar. He regathers nicely. Here's Levshinov, high slot, takes a deflection just wide of Hajeyev. Levshinov pinches down the wall, and the Wolves are out to center. Romanov looking to get a return feed. High slot shot, they score. Tyson Jost finds the spot, past Mitchell Weeks, with Romanov driving the net. And the Wolves strike first. Just a minute 52 into the game. It's Jost's first goal of the season. His first point of the season as well in his 7th game. 1-0 Chicago in the opening couple of minutes. Puck dropped, one back by Rockford. It trickles in on Mitchell Weeks. 23-year-old in his 3rd year with the IceHogs. Puck down to the right of Hajeyev. This is icing against Rockford. Just 2:01 into the game. We get a look at this third line for the IceHogs of Ludwinski, Savoie, and Hayes. Three guys that barely make up a combined age of 60. But they played really well, arguably been Rockford's best line over the last week. Hayes has scored 2 goals, his first 2 professional goals. Savoie's been excellent, and Ludwinski helping to drive some speed on the line. Here's Legault, the defenseman for the Wolves, helps to chip it in to the left of Weeks. First one to it is Colin Felix. Ludwinski settles the puck, chips in behind Legault, looking for Savoie, who's in on the forecheck quickly. Takes his man in behind to the trapezoid. Crevier waits on it right point. Shooting space for him. It hit a body in front. The wrister might have gone off Legault. Wolves are out to center thanks to Jost Farboards. He dumps in right corner. Both teams changing. The Wolves getting a fresh 5 out onto the ice. Here's Fensori. He'll look to chip up and down the boards. Del Mastro and Ludwinski free the puck up for the IceHogs. Crevier has the exit with Marcel. His pass intercepted by Suzuki. Nice head fake at the blue line. Takes a bump from Marcel to get it in deep. 3 minutes gone in the first period. 1-0 Chicago. Marcel trying to lug the puck up north at near boards, but he left it. Lemieux, tape-to-tape pass. Unger Sorum, right wing side, pulls up at the far dot. Unger Sorum spins away off the check of Sanford, plays it up to the right point. Snapshot goes wide, off to the left of Weeks as he watched it fly by. Seeley will punch it down over to the far boards. Korchinski first to arrive for the IceHogs. He'll move it out to center. This is Unger Sorum, Canes draft pick of the second round last year. Crafty, and certainly keeps defenders guessing. The forward from Norway. Puck dumped into the Rockford zone, held in left point. Seeley looking to chip up and down off the glass. A tussle along the near side. Almost 4 minutes gone in the first period. 1-0 Chicago after the opening goal from Tyson Jost. And another icing against Rockford. It's their third already of the opening 4 minutes. Cole Gutman going to lean in for this draw. And it's one back by the Wolves. Up to the blue line. Legault off right. Snapshot catches the back glass in behind Weeks. Just one shot so far for Chicago, and they scored on it. Korchinski button hooks in his own zone. Get a tee up Levshinov. He'll try and skate it out to center. Gets to the red line. Soft backhander into the right of Hajeev. He watches Legault slide it over to the far wall. Held in Kevin Fitzgerald. No shooting lane. He looks for Gutman down low. Pass was intercepted. Wolves chip up. And this is icing against Chicago as Levshinov easy to win the race. Obviously a lot of eyeballs on Artem Levshinov over the last couple of weeks. Played 38 games last season with Michigan State. Was almost a point per game player. Big Ten Freshman of the Year, Defenseman of the Year, and he's playing his 4th pro game tonight with Rockford. This Blackhawks training camp with a foot injury. Had to be really patient working his way back. Face-off in the Chicago zone. Wolves win the face-off. Can't be cleared far boards by Gunler. Nazar holds in at the point. Dangles down the wall. Avoids most of the check from Wagner. Nazar looking towards the back door. Fitzgerald at the right point, a delayed penalty. IceHogs are going to go on the power play. Weeks to the bench for the extra attacker. And finally, Chicago touches up. We get a snapshot at the brilliance of Frank Nazar, who draws a holding penalty. That was against Austin Wagner, a former Blackhawk. Traded to the Hawks from the Kings for futures a couple of years ago. He'll sit in the box for 2. So the Rockford power play that scored twice last night, back to work down a goal. 15:04 to go in this first period. Gutman scrapes the faceoff win back to Levshinov. He'll dump it down the wall. Cini, a touch for Mayhew, got upended out of the far corner. Skated onto by Gutman in the trapezoid. Cole Gutman, the righty back up top for Levshinov. Deep slot. Head up for Nazar, centering feed, Gutman. He's close on quickly, whips it towards the front, they score! Gretzini was parked right out in front, and the IceHogs power play stays red hot. It's Gretzini on the deflection, and it's 1-1 with 14:42 to go in the first. The captain, Cini, gets his first of the year. Cole Gutman let the shot fly, and Cini was just parked right out in front of Hajeyev. Trying to take away the eyes, and it looked like it might have gone off the right leg of Cini, and deflects in past the Chicago goaltender. We're tied up at 1, back to 5-on-5. The IceHogs convert on the power play. 2 straight games with man advantage goals for Rockford. Puck in the Chicago zone. Ludwinski trying to spin off a check. Hayes comes in on the forecheck quickly out of the corner, looking to dig the puck away. Ludwinski had it stapled in there. Jaska will play it over to the far corner, held in Del Mastro. Dumped in behind the trapezoid. And a lead pass is a good one for Jaska. 26-year-old from Finland leads out Jost, shoots, and Weeks makes a save. Nice blocker stop from Mitchell Weeks, who denies Tyson Jost of his second of the first period. He was up and in front of the defense. Over 6 minutes gone in the first, tied up at 1. Puck deflected in to the Chicago zone. Yoki Bryan first to it. Fresh off the bench, off the stick of Brendan Lemieux, NHL vet. Another former NHLer, it's Zach Sanford, gallops over the line, holds and shoots, takes a stick, and ramps up out of play. 13:38 to go in the first period. The Wolves won, the IceHogs won. We're back in just a moment on the IceHogs Broadcast Network, presented by BMO.
In sports, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, we save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips, it's gonna be great.
Rockford's waited more than 30 years, and the wait is over. Now we're ready for the main stage, Hard Rock, a brand that creates authentic experiences. World-class gaming, including nearly 1,300 slot machines, 50 live table games, renowned food and beverage with 7 diverse dining options, a sports book, and state-of-the-art multi-purpose venue. Hard Rock Casino Rockford now open, the ultimate entertainment destination. Must be 21 or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLE or text support to 53342.
Back inside the BMO Center, the IceHogs and the Wolves tied up at 1 with 13:38 to go in the first period. Brett Cini's power play goal has countered Tyson Jost's first of the season. He scored less than 2 minutes into the game. It's a face-off to the right of Hajeyev. Ruslan Hajeyev, Canes draft pick in the 5th round. Just over a year ago, made his AHL debut 3 days ago. IceHogs win the draw. Korchinski combines with Marcel. High to low, north-south. Sanford back up top for Korchinski at the blue line, and a blocker save made by Hajeyev. He pushes the rebound into the back glass. 2-on-2 up ice for the Wolves as Lemieux starts to move the legs. The lefty chips into the Rockford zone. Sanford follows him in behind the net. Puck drops for Levshunov. He doesn't know where it is. Finally, he slides the pass, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Unger. Sorum to the front, and Weeks makes a nice pad save. Korchinski deflects the puck past Legault. The defenseman down below the goal line at the right point. Flip towards the front. Another pad save. Rebound. They score. It's Brendan Lemieux, who was parked right at the top of the crease. Lemieux gets a friendly bounce, and the Wolves have scored twice. Just 7:04 gone in this first period. Already 2-1 Chicago, and the IceHogs have allowed twice as many goals as they did last night against the best team in the division in Grand Rapids. Puck dropped at center and dumped into the IceHog zone. Weeks watches it over his right shoulder. Levshunov fakes the hard end around, instead goes to Doc. It's whipped right back to the right of Weeks. Kevin Fitzgerald wearing the A. chucks it out to center at neutral ice. Gutman finds a streaking Colin Felix. Dances over the blue line. Chugging wide. Intentionally shoots it off the backboard. Stock will free it up for Slaggert. He sidesteps the check of Fitsori, who gets the puck back and turns his own net. Lefty defenseman from New York looks north and has a tape-to-tape pass for Brindamore. Right wing side. Backhands in behind. First to touch it is Felix up the wall. IceHogs trying to get it clear. 12:15 to go in this first period. It's 2-1 Chicago. Slavin onto the turning stick of Joakim Ryan. Former Sharks draft pick of over 10 years ago. Left point of the IceHog zone. Centering feed on the money for Gunler. They score. The Wolves have built a 2-goal lead just over 8 minutes into the game. It's 3-1 Chicago. Just 8:02 into the game, and off IceHogs turnover, no Gunler got free and beats Weeks. It's Gunler's first of the season, and it's 3-1 Chicago. Already 4 goals in the first 8:02 of this one. Face off at center. Nazar wins it back. Nice reverse hit from Crevier as he fights back against Wagner. Puck in the Chicago zone. Wagner with a two-handed chop. Can't get it past Crevier. He'll backhand in. Now into the corner. Nazar centering feed. Mayhew bumped it towards the front. Cini looking to get body position. Mayhew will scrape it up far boards. Nazar towards the front. And the pass was redirected by Jost. Telmastro got to get back on his horse near wing side of his own zone. He'll slide it around the zone. Nazar's got to wait on it. 20-year-old accepts the check from Lemieux. Crunches into him. Looking to force a turnover. Lemieux scored the second goal of the game for Chicago. They force a turnover. Unger Sorum slides it near wall. Seeley had to take a bump to keep it alive. Bump towards the front. Backdoor pass was just knocked wide. The net's come off its moorings. And probably lucky for Mitchell Weeks of the IceHogs defense. The Wolves are buzzing in the opening 9 minutes. That's why, especially these games early on in the season, you just never know. Standings, stats, not to say that numbers certainly don't have a place, but the Chicago team is just 1-4-1 coming into tonight, and they've built a 3-1 lead against a Rockford side that, yes, did have to travel last night from Grand Rapids, but they topped the best team in the division. Face off to the right of Weeks. IceHogs victorious. Louis Crevier. Two-line pass ahead. Falls in the skates of Cini. Back the other way, it's Yaska. He'll look to get it in deep. Held up at the blue line. Ludwinski had his stick chopped out of his hands. And it's going to be a penalty. IceHogs will go to their second power play of the game. They already scored on their first. Chicago has 3 goals off of 5 shots. Jost's first. Lemieux's second. And Gunler's first. Those second and third goals for Chicago came just 58 seconds apart. Rockford power play, back to work. They scored 2 on the man advantage last night. Already 1 for 1 in the first period. Face off won back by the IceHogs. Sanford in the high slot, time and space. Whipped it down low for Hayes, he couldn't corral it. Here's Colton Dock. Second unit starts out there for Anders Sorensen's IceHogs. Sanford played back to Dock. Left point Korchinski intentionally wide. Rebounds out in front. And it's skated away by Legault and cleared down the ice. Wolves will get 4 fresh skaters out there. 10:18 to go in the first period. 3-1 Chicago. Hayes swaggers at the blue line. Trying to get it deep. Has to jump up with his glove to find the puck. And it's cleared back down again. Weeks waiting to play it. Stuck in the restricted area. Feeling pressure from Austin Wagner, who almost forced a turnover. Still 1:10 to go on the power play. Slaggert dangles over the line. Hands off for Doc. Straight away Korchinski. Back down low. Slaggert. A backhander in front. Free pucks there. Sanford trying to find it. And Hajeyev is the first to put the glove down on top before an IceHog stick can bang it in. It's Juha Jaska in the box. 2 minutes for slashing. Still 63 seconds to go on the power play. And the top unit gallops over the boards. Face off to the left of the Chicago goaltender in the Wolves zone. Puck is dropped, and it ricochets off the crossbar. Gutman pushed it forward on the face-off. It was almost struck away by Hajeev. He couldn't get a piece of it, and you heard it clank off the crossbar. That was almost one of the wildest goals. Mayhew at neutral will send it back for Nazar, trying to lead in Cini. It was deflected in, so no icing. They were looking for the timing entry. Turnover in front, Mayhew for Nazar. Return feed is slid away by Fensori. Cini fakes the one-timer. Mayhew backdoor, great save made by Hajeev. He robs Frank Nazar from a sure goal. 15 seconds to go in the man advantage. Cole Gutman winds up through center. Puck poked away by Slavin. And the IceHogs got to regroup in their own zone. Nazar over the center logo. The righty cruises over the blue, feeling a lot of pressure with 3 seconds to go in the power play. And Jaska exits the box. Wow, everything but the goal on the power play for Rockford. A trail 3-1, 8:35 to go. Here's Savoie. Couple of head fakes at the line. The lefty inserting feet for Hayes, and he pushes it just wide of the net. Ludwinski back up top. Del Mastro couldn't hold the blue line. And he's got to save it back out to center. Savoie brought it in offsides as Hayes hadn't exited the zone quite yet. 8:21 to go in this first period. It's Chicago 3 and Rockford 1. You're listening to IceHogs Hockey on the IceHogs Broadcast Network, presented by BMO.
Looking for a career to be proud of at a place that takes care of you? Come work for Hennig Power Protection. Good pay, strong job stability, and satisfying work. We are a massive industrial manufacturer right here in the Rockford area, and we need you to help us reach even higher. This is your chance to make a meaningful impact and be part of something great. Make your next power play at hennigpower.com/careers. hennigpower.com/careers.
Up your decorating game this holiday season with the help of Lawn Care by Walter. Beautiful custom designed planters and seasonal displays will spruce up any home or business. Call today or visit lcbwalter.com and click on the gallery page to get started with inspiring seasonal decor ideas. Add some pizzazz to your home this year and schedule your holiday decor service by November 22nd.
We build great lawns from the ground up. Lawn Care by Walter.
Back inside the BMO Center in Rockford, Illinois. It's the IceHogs and the Wolves. Been a fun first period so far. 8:21 to go in the opening frame. Chicago's got a 3-1 lead. The affiliate of the Carolina Hurricanes doing battle with the AHL affiliate of the Chicago Blackhawks. Face off just outside of the Chicago line. Ludwinski duels with Suzuki. And the Wolves get possession. Through center, Unger Sorum chips in past Del Mastro. He'll backhand into space for Louis Crevier. The righty tees it up for Ludwinski. His pass for Hayes hit Ryan, and then Ryan is spun down. And a hand pass called against the Wolves. That blows play dead. IceHogs wearing their specialty Dia de los Muertes jerseys, which are, they look really clean. You got the sugar skull on the front. Multicolored aplenty. Goes home. Slaggert in on the forecheck with Gutman. Looking to find the puck along the far boards. Up to Del Mastro. He'll punish it off the back glass. Crevier pinches down near wall. Gutman waiting on it in the corner. Jumped up into his body, had to settle it for Landon Slaggert, who scored his first goal as an IceHog last night in the 4-1 win in Grand Rapids. Puck chipped down to the right of Weeks, won't be icing as Jost gets there first in front of the pack. Jost to the offensive zone. Doc knocks him off of the puck. It's forced in behind the goal line. Crevier looking to play the geometry, but can't clear. Held in by the Wolves. Spiked in behind the net. Late arriving is Ty Smith up to the blue line. A nice block from Crevier off the blast from the point with 7:14 to go, first period. Wolves last played in a midweek contest against the Iowa Wild. They fell 3-2, and both the goals they scored came shorthanded and in the same penalty kill. So to see Chicago with 3 even strength goals in the opening 8 minutes is something else. But they've jumped all over the IceHogs, who had to play in Grand Rapids last night and travel home late. Brindamore in the offensive zone for Chicago. Kevin Fitzgerald, the longtime Chicago Wolf, serves the puck out to center. Baddock approaching the reach of Hemo Salami. Puck out in front of the penalty boxes. Sanford trying to jostle it free. Baddock inserts himself into the fray, and Slavin sends it back in. Felix ahead, 2 lines. Sanford touches into the zone. Hemo Salami takes a crunch from Marcel for his trouble, but the Wolves are out right to left. Slavin over the line, drops for Smith, left circle. Waits, throws into the front, and Weeks makes a nice sliding save. Right to left, strong effort. It's the 4th save of the game for Mitchell. Wolves with it in the offensive zone. Curling off the far boards, the defenseman Ty Smith. He'll ladle it to the near wall. Wolves changing on the fly, still with puck possession to the offensive zone. 6:10 to go in this first period. Free for Mayhew, the longtime Iowa Wild skater. He's also got over 50 NHL games. To the left of Weeks, Del Mastro. He'll tee it up on a backhand, 2 lines ahead for Cini. Starts to move the legs, the goal scorer for Rockford. That came on the power play. Cini with the glove, kept it alive, hits off a skate, bumbles towards the right circle. Wolves still looking for the exit, and they'll get it here. Robota, left wing side, shot off the stick of Del Mastro, sails up over the bar. Kevin Korchinski, who played his full season last year with the Blackhawks, 76 games, 15 points. Nazar, high slot, backdoor, Cini denied. Hajeev puts the rebound away, and the Wolves clear down the rink. Doesn't have enough for icing, as Louis Crevier, who also saw time with the Blackhawks last year, will twirl it back for the Rockford Rush. 5:07 to go, opening period. Wolves with a 3-1 lead over the IceHogs. Puck in the Chicago zone, left corner. Lemieux spins it towards the front. Exit will be there for Morrow, who entered the day as the leading scorer for the Wolves with 2 goals and an assist from the back end. Leaks out to Ty Smith, last year with the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins for the majority of the season. He's also got some serious NHL experience. Savoie fighting along the near boards of his own zone. Chicago by 2, Wolves looking for more. Into the skates of Unger Sorum. Hayes watching him. Still stuck in the corner. Savoie will chip over into some open space. Fitzgerald fans on the one-handed poke attempt. And now we'll skate back for the loose puck. Felix lost an edge. Takes a hit from Lemieux for his trouble. And the IceHogs clear. Wolves looking for a quick re-entry though. Lemieux off the back heel of his skate. Indirect pass for Doc at the blue line. He'll dump in. IceHogs getting fresh skaters out there. 4 minutes to go in this first period. Ty Smith. 2-line pass ahead, deflected in by Gunler. Weeks out of the net. Levshinov quickly tees it up for Gutman. Good breakout for Rockford as Slaggert was this close from picking the pocket of Hemo Salami. Wolves back over the line, right to left. Gutman up for space. It was behind Doc, so Jost could skate back in deep. Gunler. He'll try in behind the IceHogs net. Wolves shutting up stop in the zone. Straight away, Rister from distance, blocked. That came for the stick of Hemo Salami. Gutman will lead the rush left to right. Off the quarter boards, falls for Gutman. Walk down the wall. Now it falls for Jost, who opened our scoring just a minute 52 into the game. Here's Artyom Levshinov. Fly pass ahead for Mayhew. Sidesteps him in. Backhander. Oh, he couldn't tuck it in. That was an excellent play from Jerry Mayhew. And an almost better pass from Artyom Levshinov, who saw Mayhew flying in. Jerry does draw the penalty, so the IceHogs will be going to their third power play when we return. 2:53 to go, first period. Chicago 3, Rockford 1. Back in a flash on the IceHogs Broadcast Network, presented by BMO.
When it's time to get a new implement for your tractor, trust Woods Equipment, the brand with the most comprehensive warranty protection. We put every Woods product through extensive scientific and field testing. That's why we can offer extended gearbox warranties that cover labor and seals for the full warranty period. So rest easy, knowing no other brand can back its products and commitment to you like Woods. Visit your local authorized Woods dealer and ask about all the advantages of Woods Cut Above warranty program.
I love to be outside doing just about anything, but I couldn't shake my hip pain. I chose Ortho Illinois to look at my hip because they have highly trained specialists for joint care. My surgeon made me feel heard and respected. Together, we determined an outpatient total hip replacement was right for me. I was home recovering the same day as surgery. Before long, I was enjoying that active lifestyle I missed so much. The fact that I didn't have to leave the area for this level of care is why I will always choose Ortho Illinois.
Rockford heads to its third power play of the game, trailing 3-1 with 2:53 to go in the opening period. 3 penalties against Chicago. They've been the only calls of the first period. They've all been slashing minors. This time it's Skylar Brindamore who's the guilty party. Rockford's converted on one of the power plays so far. That was Brett Seeney's 100th pro goal. Face-off one back by the IceHogs. Gutman to Levshinov. Looking for the pass down to the goal line, but it ricochets off his skate. And the Wolves get it clear. Weeks has to wait to play it. Otherwise, he would have been penalized with the puck stuck in the restricted area. Josiah Slavin, the former IceHog, killing off some valuable seconds down in the Rockford zone. 1:35 on the man advantage. IceHogs down by 2. Mayhew, stick handling, looking for options at center. Goes off the stick of Seeney, and Rockford's got to wind its way back. Here's Frank Nazar. Over the blue line, no options, got to pull back. Frank with his head up, looking for a passing lane. Mayhew didn't have a lot of momentum to get it in deep, and the Wolves will send it down the river again. Chicago getting a full penalty killing change. Levshinov headmans the puck left to right. The righty over the red line. Hits Mayhew, bumps it down the wall. It's dug out and found by Ryan. Sent back down once again. Not much going on in the Rockford power play for the top unit. Korchinski looks to his right, passes right. Hayes with speed. Inserting feed for Sanford, return back to Hayes. Lost his edge, trying to get it up to the point, but it's flipped down the ice again. This time it was Ronan Seeley who has the clear. 33 to go in the power play for Rockford, their third man advantage of the opening period. Sanford has the puck trickle off of his skates. Tyson Jost, beneficiary of the turnover, dumps back down. Maybe one more rush for Rockford with 18 ticks to go in the power play. Slaggert hounded from behind, but he gets puck possession. Finally, the IceHogs look to set it up. Doc down to the goal line. Sanford away from the pressure. Hayes has got a pitch down the wall, keeps it alive. Here's Slaggert in the final minute of the period. Slaggert, return feed, rebound off a nice save from Hajeev. That was a clever little bump 1-2 with Slaggert doing most of the work and created a good rebound try. Well, we're back to 5-on-5. IceHogs 1 for 3 on the man advantage, and Rockford ices the puck with 37.3 to go in the period. Rockford's got 1 goal on 7 shots. And Chicago with 3 from 9. They scored all 3 of those goals in the opening 8:02 of the game. 2 of those came in span of 58 seconds. Puck to be dropped to the right of Mitchell Weeks, a third-year IceHogs goaltender. Puck is down. Jost wins another draw in the offensive zone. Flipped up to the blue line. Can be raced onto by Savoie. Tried to poke it in behind the defensive Legault. He read it well. Puck jumps over Mayhew's stick and falls for Lemieux. Puck in the Rockford zone. Looked like that was hit with a high stick. That'll blow it dead. 16.7 to go in the opening period. Well, even though he's not in the net tonight, Drew Comesso, worth noting, was exceptional last night. Made 23 of a possible 24 saves against Grand Rapids. He's only allowed 2 goals in 2 games against GR. He's the only goaltender in this league that's beaten the Griffins. And Comesso's topped them twice. 7 seconds to go in the period. Back for a puck is Seeley. D-to-D, the Wolves more than happy to kill off the rest of this clock, but hold off. Was that straight out? It was the defenseman Scott Morrow who was just trying to clear down the boards, and the officials chat for a moment. And it will be a penalty. What a mental error with 0.8 seconds to go. IceHogs are going to pull Mitchell Weeks with 0.8. Doesn't happen a lot. I recall a Kings-Bruins game a few years ago. It was an overtime game in Boston, and the Kings had a face-off with, I think it was 0.9 on the clock, left it overtime. They pulled the goaltender, and they scored. A clean face-off win and a shot will do it. Gutman's going to take the draw. Cini in the shooting position. Puck's down, and the horn sounds. Well, Rockford's going to have a full 2 minutes of power play time to work with as they start up the second period. But for now, it's time for our first intermission. Presented by State Line Solar. State Line Solar, your total energy solution. Family owned, community values, and a local team. Our first intermission report will include highlights from last night's Rockford win in Grand Rapids. Later on in the second intermission, we'll hear from Archim Levshidov, the Blackhawks prospect who's playing his 4th professional game tonight. That's coming up in the second intermission, and in just a couple of minutes, we'll get you some scores from around the league, see what else is going on in the American Hockey League. Of course, check in with the affiliates, the Indy Fuel, and the Blackhawks, who had the game of their year so far against the Los Angeles Kings on the road this afternoon. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more in our first intermission report, presented by State Line Solar. That's coming up in just a minute on the IceHogs Broadcast Network, presented by BMO.
The pain level was over 10, and my doctor recommended that I go to Good Feet and try the arch supports there. It was the first time that I had no pain.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
At Martin Exteriors, we take care of your roofing, siding, and storm damage. We're prepared to provide you with a free comprehensive on-site inspection. Visit us at martinexteriors.com or give us a call at
833-MARTIN-1.
Rising tuition costs, uncertain career paths, and decades of student loan debt. One thing is certain, the current higher education system is broken. Trade that for skilled career training that has proven results and pays you as you learn. Say goodbye to student loans and hello to a bright future. Visit findyourtrade.org and get started on a career path that works.
What does it mean to be up to the test? At Woods, it means being able to withstand a lifetime of work. We know because we test our tractor attachments, like the Woods Batwing Rotary Cutter, to simulate a lifetime of wear and tear. Then we make them cut things in the field we'd never ask you to cut. And if there's an opportunity to make our products even better, we take it. Because if they're up to our tests, they'll be ready for anything you're up against. Learn more at woodsequipment.com. Woods, get after it.
Rockford's waited more than 30 years, and the wait is over. Now we're ready for the main stage. Hard Rock, a brand that creates authentic experiences. World-class gaming, including nearly 1,300 slot machines, 50 live table games, renowned food and beverage with 7 diverse dining options, a sports book, and state-of-the-art multi-purpose venue. Hard Rock Casino Rockford now open, the ultimate entertainment destination. Must be 21 or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLE or text support to 53342.
I'm always on the go, but then shoulder pain began to keep me from enjoying even the simplest activities. I tried to just push through it, but the pain never went away. I've heard good things about Ortho Illinois, so I had them look at my shoulder, and right from the start, I felt cared for. Their advanced, minimally invasive surgical techniques are amazing, and before I knew it, I was able to get back to working and living the life I wanted. The fact that I didn't have to leave the area for this level of subspecialty care is just one reason I will always choose Ortho Illinois.
Looking for a career to be proud of at a place that takes care of you? Come work for Hennig Power Protection. Good pay, strong job stability, and satisfying work. We are a massive industrial manufacturer right here in the Rockford area, and we need you to help us reach even higher. This is your chance to make a meaningful impact and be part of something great. Make your next power play at hennigpower.com/careers. hennigpower.com/careers.
Tries victorious, sets up a quick shot off the face-off. Fitzgerald up and out of the zone. It's gloved down and let in by Cini. Here's Nazar, fake, shoots and scores! Frank Nazar opens the scoring, just 3:54 into the game. A great rush by the IceHogs top line, set up by an excellent effort at the blue line by Brett Cini, who takes a hit to make a play. The IceHogs go in 2-on-1. Nazar picks his spot, and it's 1-0 Rockford in the opening 4 minutes. Timer, and that was blocked away. That broke Griffin's stick. De facto 5-on-3. Here's Hayes up at the blue line, looking for options. Hayes, top of the right circle, wrist shot, score! Gavin Hayes snipes one in past Sebastian Cosa. The Rockford power play converts, and it's 2-0 IceHogs, just 6:40 into the game. Second professional goal for Gavin Hayes. It's his first on the power play. And the puck leaks out to center. Here's Lombardi on a 2-on-1 rush. Lombardi, wrist shot, Comesso says no. Glove stop for Drew against Sheldon Dries to start off the second period. Puck is down. Rockford gets possession, going left to right across your radios and your screens here in the period. And immediately a lead in for Brett Cini on a backhander. It gets knocked away by Cosa, but Cini draws a penalty. It's a trip. Instead, it was Hannes that wrapped it back and then gave it away as Slaggert's in the offensive zone. In front for Nazar. Loose puck was right by the goal line after the shot leaked through. Cosa got to settle the puck at the red line. He'll look to go cross ice, but it's freed up for Shine. Short-handed, he's got a breakaway. Shines in, glove save made, Comesso. Left side, it's Korchinski. Walks in, looks across for Sanford. Weak backhander in front, they score! It's Landon Slaggert's first as an IceHog in the offensive zone, and it's sprayed through the crease in between the legs. One-time blast from the center, rebounds free. Comesso's down and out, can't be poked home yet. Off a skate of Mayhew. Grand Rapids is out with a 2-on-1. Danielson down the right wing side, shoots, and a stick save made by Comesso. Kander never made it through, and ricochets all the way through the slot. Left point. It's Brogan Rafferty. Near side, back up top. Rafferty scores. To the right point, it's held in. Far wing boards. Fake shot by Cross Hannes. As Cosa goes to the bench, Doc gets to center, and Doc scores! Colton Doc finds the empty net right after Sebastian Cosa had sprinted behind Korchinski. One last rush for Lombardi, takes it into the goal line, spun towards the front, and that does it. The IceHogs win it 4-1.
For roofing and siding, call Martin Exteriors at 833-MARTIN-1.
Did the severe storms cause damage to your home or business? Damage can be hard to see, so it's important to have Martin Exteriors do a free inspection. Our team of experts will help you work with your insurance company to get you the roof and siding you deserve. Call us today at
833-MARTIN-1.
In sports, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, we save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips, it's gonna be great.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis.
My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
Up your decorating game this holiday season with the help of Lawn Care by Walter. Beautiful custom designed planters and seasonal displays will spruce up any home or business. Call today or visit lcbwalter.com and click on the gallery page to get started with inspiring seasonal decor ideas. Add some pizzazz to your home this year and schedule your holiday decor service by November 22nd.
We build great lawns from the ground up. Lawn Care by Walter.
Rising tuition costs, uncertain career paths, and decades of student loan debt. One thing is certain, the current higher education system is broken. Trade that for skilled career training that has proven results and pays you as you learn. Say goodbye to student loans and hello to a bright future. Visit findyourtrade.org and get started on a career path that works.
When it's time to get a new implement for your tractor, trust Woods Equipment, the brand with the most comprehensive warranty protection. We put every Woods product through extensive scientific and field testing. That's why we can offer extended gearbox warranties that cover labor and seals for the full warranty period. So rest easy, knowing no other brand can back its products and commitment to you like Woods. Visit your local authorized Woods dealer and ask about all the advantages of Woods Cut Above warranty program.
Welcome back inside the BMO Center for the State Line Intermission Report. State Line Solar Intermission, your total energy solution, family-owned, community values, local team. Nick Laupius with you here for the first period intermission and what is a 3-1 Chicago Wolves lead here from the BMO Center, the first matchup between these two in-state rivals this season. And Chicago got the scoring started just a minute 52 in. Tyson Jost, his first of the season from Robidas and Slavin, giving Chicago the 1-0 lead. But then Rockford would get a power play, a red-hot power play for the IceHogs, able to cash in as Brett Cini scores his 100th pro goal from Cole Gutman and Frank Nazar. That's at 5:18 of the opening period to draw the IceHogs even at 1 apiece. Cini his 100th pro goal on the power play at 5:18 of period number 1. Just a few minutes later, Lemieux will find the back of the net for Chicago. He gets his second of the season at 7:04 as Morrow with a great pass to Lemieux kind of springs forward past the IceHogs defenders. Lemieux able to beat Weeks for his second goal of the season and give the Wolves a 2-1 lead. And just a minute later, actually 58 seconds after Lemieux's goal, Gunler will find the back of the net for his first of the year at 8:02. Jost and Ryan picking up the helpers on Gunler's first of the year to give Chicago a 3-1 lead. Rockford would get a couple of really grade A chances after falling down 3-1. A couple of chances on the power play. Nazar and Slaggert trying to connect on a little 1-2 on the power play with a couple of great saves. A miscue initially on a 2-on-1 and not able to cash in, where Rockford trying to get on the power play again later in the period. And then late in that opening period, Levshunov, a great up and over pass to spring Mayhew in behind the Wolves defenders, gets a great chance in on the Chicago goal, not able to get a shot off as he was hooked, ends up drawing a penalty. Rockford getting 4 power plays in that opening period. Of course, they'll have 2 minutes to start that second period of play on the man advantage. They got 2 power play goals in last night's game, trying to cash in. Already with 1 power play thus far, 1 for 4 throughout the first 20 minutes of play. Again, the goals for Chicago, Jost, Lemieux, and Gunler finding the back of the net for the visiting Wolves. Brett Cini at 5:18 of the opening period, getting his 100th pro goal from Cole Gutman and Frank Nazar on the power play at 5:18 of period number 1. Weeks going 6 of 9 in that opening period. The Wolves able to cash in on 3 goals in the first frame. As we take a look at some of the other scores around the American Hockey League, getting started with the Iowa Wild up 3-0 over San Jose. As teams with some opposite records. San Jose a 6-1 start on the year. Iowa at 1-6-1. After 40 minutes of play, the Wild have taken a 3-0 lead over the Barracuda. A Central Division matchup between Milwaukee and Manitoba. From the Canada Life Center, Milwaukee off to a red-hot 7-1 start on the year. They have a 2-1 lead over the Manitoba Moose in the final 30 seconds of the second period in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Of course, we got a 3-1 score here between Chicago and Rockford. Elsewhere around the American Hockey League, we have Belleville, the Senators 5-1 over the Syracuse Crunch just underway in period number 3. Lehigh Valley 3-1 over the Springfield Thunderbirds at the end of the second period of play. Getting underway in the third from Cleveland, Ohio, the Marlies and Cleveland Monsters tied at 2 apiece. Big game for the Chicago Blackhawks out on the West Coast earlier this afternoon as they were taking on the Los Angeles Kings. Alexis Lafreniere would get a couple of goals for the Kings to get started. 2-0 LA in the second period. Lafreniere with goals 7 and 8. And then the captain, Nick Foligno, getting his 4th of the season from Nolan Allen to make it 2-1. And then Craig Smith would tie the game at 5:34 of the third period of play before Philip Deneau would give the Kings their lead back to make it 3-2 with 11:48 gone by in the third period. And then Tyler Bertuzzi, his 4th goal of the season in the dying moments on a redirection at 19:29 of regulation, gets his 4th goal of the year to give the Blackhawks 1 point, sending it into extra time. The 3-on-3 5-minute frame was not enough. Teams would go into the shootout. Connor Bedard and Tero Teravainen would get the goals. Andre Kempe would find the back of the net for the Kings, and Ryan Donato with the game winner in the shootout to give Chicago the 4-3 come-from-behind victory in LA. So a big win for the Blackhawks earlier this afternoon against LA. So that's what's going around the American Hockey League, and a big win for the Blackhawks earlier this afternoon. We'll take one more break. On the other side, we'll get it right back to the voice of the IceHogs, Dana Gray, for the middle period here from the BMO Center. IceHogs and Wolves right here on the IceHogs Broadcast Network.
At Martin Exteriors, we take care of your roofing, siding, and storm damage. We're prepared to provide you with a free comprehensive on-site inspection. Visit us at martinexteriors.com or give us a call at
833-MARTIN-1.
The pain level was over 10, and my doctor recommended that I go to Good Feet and try the arch supports there. It was the first time that I had no pain.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
I'm always on the go, but then shoulder pain began to keep me from enjoying even the simplest activities. I tried to just push through it, but the pain never went away. I've heard good things about Ortho Illinois, so I had them look at my shoulder, and right from the start, I felt cared for. Their advanced, minimally invasive surgical techniques are amazing, and before I knew it, I was able to get back to working and living the life I wanted. The fact that I didn't have to leave the area for this level of subspecialty care is just one reason I will always choose Ortho Illinois.
Looking for a career to be proud of at a place that takes care of you? Come work for Hennig Power Protection. Good pay, strong job stability, and satisfying work. We are a massive industrial manufacturer right here in the Rockford area, and we need you to help us reach even higher. This is your chance to make a meaningful impact and be part of something great. Make your next power play at hennigpower.com/careers. hennigpower.com/careers.
Up your decorating game this holiday season with the help of Lawn Care by Walter. Beautiful custom designed planters and seasonal displays will spruce up any home or business. Call today or visit lcbwalter.com and click on the gallery page to get started with inspiring seasonal decor ideas. Add some pizzazz to your home this year and schedule your holiday decor service by November 22nd.
We build great lawns from the ground up. Lawn Care by Walter.
Back inside a Rockin' BMO Center in Rockford, Illinois. The Chicago Wolves have a 3-1 lead over the Rockford IceHogs as we get ready for the start of the second period. Dana Gray with you here on the IceHogs Broadcast Network. We thank you wherever you're tuning in, whether that's locally here at the State Line on WIFR, of course, on FloHockey, the AHL on Flo, and also happy to be featured in the Game of the Week. So that's always a nice choice for fans to be able to see a lot of different prospects at all different levels. The Chicago Blackhawks. IceHogs in their Dia de los Muertes jerseys tonight, with the Cerdos logo on the front, multicolored trimming, and they start off the second period on a power play. It'll be Rockford's fourth man advantage. Morrow flipped the puck right up out of play with 0.8 seconds to go in the period. So Rockford down 3-1 and looking to get their second power play goal of the game. Mayhew races over to the blue line, can't hold in. It's an early clear for Chicago. Their last penalty kill was exceptional. Chicago entered tonight with a penalty kill that was bottom of the AHL, just killing off 64.7% of the opponent's power plays. Jose was trying to fly at a hand pass called against the IceHogs at the attacking line. So this faceoff is going to come back out to center. And we'll see if the second unit fares any better. Still a $1.19 to go on the man advantage for Rockford. It's one away from Sanford by Justin Robidas. Canes draft pick of 2021 out of Texas. He's out on the penalty killing unit right now for Chicago. Sanford right to left off the pass from Korchinski. Puck into the skates of Slaggert, and it's found quickly again by the Wolves. And cleared down ice. Mitchell Weeks in between the pipes for Rockford. Korchinski kicks it to himself off his skate. Slaggert over the blue line, ran into some trouble, and the Wolves clear down ice again. 45 seconds. Rockford having a really tough time entering the zone with possession. We'll see if they can do so off the rush here. It's Slaggert at the blue line. He has his pocket picked once again. This time it's Austin Wagner that does the job. Puck still stuck in the IceHog zone. Pokes free into the high slot. Dangled in by Legault, the defenseman. And almost had a rush in on net. Slaggert, right side. It ricochets off of Hayes and into the netting. All sorts of discombobulated right now for the Rockford power play. They still have 16 ticks to work with Morrow in the box. 4 minor penalties so far in the game, all 4 against Chicago. 3 slashing to start it off, and then Morrow's delay of game penalty. Top unit jumps back over the boards for Anders Sorensen. Face off to the left of Hajeev. It's tied up to the far wall. Cini trying to lift the stick of Heisabalami. Ricochets over into the corner. Cini onto the turning stick of Nazar, far dot. Cini operates off the wall, 2 seconds in 1. Nazar in the front, couldn't get the stick lifted to get a shot off. Mayhew shoots and scores! It's the first goal for Jerry Mayhew in a Rockford uniform. It comes just as the power play had expired, and the IceHogs cut the deficit back to 1. It's 3-2 Chicago with 17:57 to go in the second. It's that vulnerable minute. Chicago couldn't clear the zone, even though it was back to 5-on-5. Mayhew just hung out in the dangerous area where he's made a living. Guy was a league MVP a few years ago for a reason. Put up 60 points that one season with the Wild. And Mayhew's got his first as an Ice Hog. It's 3-2 Chicago, 17:50 to go, middle period. We're back to 5-on-5. Del Mastro in his own zone. The lefty dispossessed. Gavin Hayes, the rookie, comes back into his own line and leads out Ludwinski. Challenging Fensori. Ludwinski down the right wing wall. Plays it up top for Crevier. D2D Del Mastro at the left point. Looking for a shooting lane. Nothing home, so he goes intentionally wide off the end boards. Poked up the near wall. Savoie looking to race back against Legault in transition. Crevier denies the Chicago rush at the line. And it's rocketed back in. Here's Ethan Del Mastro, a 21-year-old from Fountain, Ontario. Baddock. A one-handed poke into the zone. At the right point, Felix will hold in. Bangs it back south. Kevin Fitzgerald moves his way down the left wing boards. IceHogs trying to mount some offensive zone time for the Wolves on a three-line pass up ahead for Brindamore. And he gets there first and nicks the icing, even though he took kind of a wider route to the puck. Looked like Felix might have gotten there. Instead, we play on with the puck in the Rockford zone. Felix, D2D, Fitzgerald, chugs up through the middle. Left wing side, it's Brandon Baddock. The lefty fighting off the check of Smith. Marcel down to the goal line. In front, Baddock hits the crossbar. Couldn't tuck it home. Sanford on a backhander. Just poked it wide. Brandon Baddock was all alone in front of the net and couldn't beat Hajeev. Great chance to tie the game. Colin Felix at center. Colton Dock with some help will wrap it in. IceHogs get the second line out there. Just about 4 minutes gone in the second period. Rockford has got the deficit back to 1. Dock sidesteps the check of Smith, follows his own dump attempt in, clocks into Ryan, and it heads out to the red line. Slaggert on a quick re-entry. Delayed off sides against the IceHogs. Wolves looking to go left to right. Puck to flex up into the netting out of play. With 15:39 to go in the second period. The IceHogs trailing 3-2. That's Mayhew's first. It comes from Brett Cini. He's got 2 points tonight. And Frank Nazar, who's also got 2 points. A couple of helpers for Frank. Nazar now pacing the IceHogs with 7 points, 3 goals, and 4 assists. He leans in for the draw against Yaska. They drop it just outside of the Rockford zone. Mayhew will play it up ahead for Nazar. A centering feed was knocked away from Cini, can be raced onto by Jost. Left wing side, he's crunched by Mayhew. Then Cini dumped down to the ice. Wolves with it in the offensive zone. Mayhew makes a nice read, intercepts a pass. Korchinski will lead out Frank Nazar. Hits the red line, glides up to the blue, lost possession, and it's offside against Rockford. 15:14 to go, second period. The IceHogs last night, they had to play in Grand Rapids. 7 o'clock puck drop. That game wrapped up around 9:30. Get back to the bus, 10:15, and head back to Rockford. Got in maybe a little bit before 2 a.m. Of course, getting some help from switching from Eastern time to Central time. Gundler over the line, but offsides. And a public service announcement for those that might not be aware. You're gaining an hour tonight, by the way. So set that alarm if you're forced to on a Sunday morning. And know that you're getting an extra hour's sleep. Could have used that last night coming back from Grand Rapids, but oh well. 3-2 Wolves, 15:07 to go in the second. Savoie against Brindamore after Ludwinski was tossed out, and Savoie wins it. Rookie back for Del Mastro. Ludwinski takes a heavy check in front of the penalty boxes and certainly looked like his numbers were towards the boards. We play on, 5-on-5. Dangerous hit up along the penalty boxes. Back the other way, elevating shot from Fensori. Catches the glass. Rebounds over to the far side. Gundler seals it up at the left point. trickles up and over the line. Crevier with the reach, trying to poke it free. Instead, Del Mastro forced back for it. Hayes now at the red line in front of the Rockford bench. Ping-ponged over to Lemieux. 5.5 gone in the second. The IceHogs have scored the lone goal here in the second period. It was a power play goal, courtesy of Jerry Mayhew. Sorry, check that just a moment after that power play had expired for the IceHogs. Blast from the blue line, stick save made by Weeks. He locates the rebound as Lemieux comes barreling into the crease. Now Brandon Baddock and Brendan Lemieux exchanging some conversations down south of the IceHog zone. But Ty Smith and Joachim Ryan, the defenseman for Chicago, stay up towards the blue line. They don't get involved. That way the faceoff will stay in the offensive zone for Chicago. Tonight's the first of 12 between the IceHogs and the Wolves. Rockford will play Grand Rapids 12 times as well. I mean, when you got so many opponents close by, maybe an hour 15 drive between the home of the Wolves and the home of the IceHogs, you're going to play a lot of games. Rockford went 8-3-1 in the 12 matchups last year. Face-off one to the right of Weeks by Rockford. Slaggert will fungo it out to center. It's knocked right back in. Fitzgerald, the former Chicago Wolf, Warren A as well for the Wolves. Deflected in behind Hajeev. He looks over his shoulder and watches Colton Dock in on the forecheck for the IceHogs. Pokes up into the high slot. Delayed for Ty Smith in his own zone. Connects with the backboards. It's icing as Smith missed everybody on the pass. And the top line gonna hop up over the boards for Rockford. It's Frank Nazar at just 20 years old, centering a line with Brett Sini at 28. And his new line mate, Jerry Mayhew, 31 years old. Korchinski and Levshinov at the back end. Blackhawks fans could get used to that pairing. Puck rolls right towards Hajeev, and the Wolves can clear out to the red line. Here's Artyom Levshinov, just celebrated his 19th birthday. Couple of head fakes over the IceHogs center logo. Ty Smith feeling pressure from Mayhew, rips it up off the stick of Nazar and out to center. Mayhew curls back into his own line. Kevin Korchinski moves the feet. Seedy on a bump pass for Mayhew. His pass is intercepted by Brindamore. Leads in 2-on-0. In front, Weeks denies. Yaska is robbed by Mitchell Weeks, who keeps it a one-goal game, but a slash called in behind the play. So the Wolves will head to the power play when we return. 13:05 to go, second period. Chicago 3 and Rockford 2. Back in a moment on the IceHogs Broadcast Network, presented by BMO.
At Martin Exteriors, we take care of your roofing, siding, and storm damage. We're prepared to provide you with a free comprehensive on-site inspection. Visit us at martinexteriors.com or give us a call at
833 Martin 1.
The pain level was over 10, and my doctor recommended that I go to Good Feet and try the arch supports there. It was the first time that I had no pain.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
I'm always on the go, but then shoulder pain began to keep me from enjoying even the simplest activities. I tried to just push through it, but the pain never went away. I've heard good things about Ortho Illinois, so I had them look at my shoulder, and right from the start, I felt cared for. Their advanced, minimally invasive surgical techniques are amazing, and before I knew it, I was able to get back to working and living the life I wanted. The fact that I didn't have to leave the area for this level of subspecialty care is just one reason I will always choose Ortho Illinois.
First power play of the game for the Wolves. It comes with 13:05 to go in the second period. It's 3-2 Chicago. Korchinski in the box, 2 minutes for slashing on that last 2-on-0 rush where Juha Yaska was robbed. Chicago controls off the face-off and plays it up to the right point for the defenseman Scott Morrow. Entered into tonight's game with the leading score. He's got 2 goals, fires one off the blocker of Weeks. Rebound drops for Crevier, and he spanks it down the river. Power play for Chicago, 29th in the league. They've scored just 7.7% of their tries. Del Mastro finds the puck in his own zone but can't clear. Robidas sprays it over to the far wall. It got past Ronan Seeley and down the ice. Here's Tyson Jost. Twirls it off to his left, cruises over the blue line, center zone feed for Morrow. Wrister stopped by Weeks, and he locates the rebound with Suzuki right in front of him. He was waiting for that rebound. Ryan, he's got 3 points this season. 4th year with the Wolves, won a Calder Cup back a couple of seasons ago on that championship Chicago team. Former #1 overall pick in the OHL, the Barrie Colts. And also brother to Nick, captain of Les Habitants, the Montreal Canadiens. Face off to the right of Weeks, and another penalty coming. This is a hook, and that's going to nix the rest of the Chicago power play. They got Bradley Nadeau. Fifth penalty already called against Chicago. And their only power of the play of the game lasted 49 seconds. Well, this will be fun. 4-on-4. Sorensen will send out Frank Nazar, Jerry Mayhew, along with Kevin Fitzgerald and Artyom Levshunov. Face off in the Chicago zone. And the Wolves get possession. Fensori, D for Ty Smith, a great skating defenseman. And the Canes organization sets up Fensori, 1 against 2 defensively, trying to go wide against Levshunov, then pulls up. Centering feed for Nazar, he'll lead it out. A step for Mayhew down the wall, and the goaltender, Hadjeyev, came all the way out to greet. That kind of play in 50-50, no man's land. Wolves back the other way. Jost curl and drag, couldn't complete the play against Fitzgerald. Up top, Fensori, D for Ty Smith. Walks the blue line, feathers a pass for Fensori at the far dot. Shot towards the middle, it falls, and another follow-up attempt for Wagner. Sealed up by Weeks, and now it's all mayhem let loose in the crease. That's Fitzgerald and Tyson Jost. As Kevin Fitzgerald was trying to protect Mitchell Weeks. Fitzgerald's being led towards the box, and Jost will go as well. And I say this with no disrespect to Kevin Fitzgerald. I think he'd admit it. But bringing off a bottom 4 defenseman for the IceHogs and taking off one of the better skaters at the forward position for Chicago is a trade-off that the IceHogs will take. So we'll keep it at 4-on-4. And it should be coincidental matching minors for Fitzgerald and Jost. .11:34 to go in the second period. Skating 4-on-4 at the BMO Center, 3-2 Chicago. IceHogs get possession off the faceoff. Del Mastro, 2-line pass, bit too much for Doc to handle, but Ethan follows it up. He's going to rush down the left wing side. Del Mastro holds to the backhand, couldn't tuck it home. A rebound was loose for a second, and Hadjeyev covers up. That was pretty crafty from Ethan Del Mastro. He just waited, and then waited some more, looking like he was going to pass it across the ice for Zach Sanford. Instead, he held and couldn't pull it and complete the play to the backhand. Still 4-on-4 for another 14 seconds. Then Korchinski will jump out of the box and start up a shortened power play for the IceHogs. Brindamore and Nazar for the draw. Lefty-righty matchup. It's won back by the Wolves. Hemo Salami off a return D feed. Gave puck possession away up to the attacking blue line for the Wolves. Raced after by Slavin. He's draped all over Levshidov, but Artyom does a nice job to keep body position. It's a power play now for Rockford. 40 seconds on the man advantage, down 3-2. Just under 11 minutes to go in this second period. Nazar slowly up through center, chips cross corner. Cini, first one to it for the IceHogs. Gutman protects the puck up along the near wall, trying to feed it back up top for Leshadov. He went flying to try and hold the blue line, couldn't do so. 20 seconds on the power play. Gutman, a couple of head fakes at the line. Trying to get puck possession back for Rockford. Curling out of the near circle. Cole Gutman, who's got 2 power play goals to pace the IceHogs so far this season. But the Wolves clear past Brett Cini and down the ice. That does it for the shortened power play. Here's Zach Sanford winding his way over the blue line. Dangles to the far wall. Seeley dispossesses him. Doc on a nice back check. Will fight for the puck out of the officials' half circle. Here's Korchinski in his own zone. Sees a flying Slaggert up ahead. Just couldn't get him the puck. It's knocked down by Legault and bumped back in to IceHogs territory. Halfway through regulation, 3-2 Chicago. Nice reach from Slaggert to force a turnover. Sanford trying to get it in over the line. Can't be held in. Back and forth they go. Suzuki down the wall, defended by Felix. Follow-up attempt comes and is ripped wide by Lemieux. He'll leave off for a sharp angle shot that was sealed up on the right post. Bunt out in front. Missed just wide by Lemieux. The net comes off. That's about the second time with Weeks where the net has just popped right off. And it's not a TV timeout. That's one of the newer rules. They got to keep the play here when the net comes off, because that's trying to reduce plays where maybe a goaltender or a tired defense would knock off the net purposefully. I guess it's kind of like an icing, if you will. So not a TV timeout, which Hammy up on the scoreboard hasn't realized yet for the pizza delivery of the game. They're still trying to get the net reattached. With 9:21 to go, second period. Wolves 3, IceHogs 2. Zach Sanford wins his D-zone draw. He'll play it off of his skates for Crevier. Looks north. Can't be deflected out by Colin Felix. Wolves force a turnover. Played up to the left point. A deep slot shot. Ripped off the leg of Slaggert by Tyson Jose, who opened our scoring in the opening 2 minutes of the game. Wolves left to right. Over the line, it's Morrow. Now Doc back for a loose puck in his own zone. Under 9 minutes to go in the period. Interception by Yaska. He'll play it down the wall. Robidoux looking to keep it alive for the Wolves. It travels up to Morrow at the right point. Time and space. Moves it D to D. Smith shot. Rebound. Pop free out of the glove and jumped over the stick of Robidoux. It falls for Ludwinski. Can be followed up by Slaggert at his own blue line. He starts to move the legs. Hits the red. Peels off for the change. And watches his dump attempt hit the glass. Ludwinski in on the forecheck. Wolves left to right. Del Mastro steps up in the play in front of the penalty boxes. Shots 14-10 in favor of the Wolves. Puck ramps up into the skate and under the sock of Del Mastro. And that's one of the more fun ways to get a whistle. 8:13 to go, second period. 3-2 Chicago. Back in a moment on the IceHogs Broadcast Network, presented by BMO.
In sports, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, we save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips, it's gonna be great.
Looking for a career to be proud of at a place that takes care of you? Come work for Hennig Power Protection. Good pay, strong job stability, and satisfying work. We are a massive industrial manufacturer right here in the Rockford area, and we need you to help us reach even higher. This is your chance to make a meaningful impact and be part of something great. Make your next power play at hennigpower.com/careers. hennigpower.com/careers.
Back inside the BMO Center with 8:13 to go in this middle period between the Chicago Wolves and the Rockford IceHogs. It's the visiting Wolves that got a 3-2 lead over the IceHogs. They scored 3 goals in the first period in the opening 8:02 of the game. Jost, Lemieux, and Gunler. Goal scorers for Rockford, Brett Sini's first of the season, and Jerry Mayhew. Top line's got 2 goals. It was Sini on the power play, and then Mayhew just after the IceHogs' man advantage had expired. Weeks has made 12 saves. He stopped all 6 of Chicago's shots here in the second period. It's a face-off to his right in the Rockford zone, and it's won back by the Wolves. Fensori tried to bounce it towards the front and hit a whole host of bodies in front of the net and trickles into the near corner. Rockford looking to clear with Ludwinski. Played up to Fensori. He winds up last shot wide, and it catches the top glass. Fensori again at the left point. Ludwinski takes his man into the wall. Ted Mastro flipped up the wall. Gavin Hayes was knocked down to his keister, couldn't clear. Now Fitzgerald with a little time and space. Up to the red line. Savoie looking to settle it down for Ludwinski. Almost sprung in Hayes. His third line looks good over the last couple of weeks. They've scored some timely goals. Nadeau towards the front. Almost had the timing connection with Slavin, who digs the puck out of the trapezoid. Nadeau out of the near circle. Takes a funky bounce off the wall. Mayhew shows off the patience from the veteran. Del Mastro in behind his own net, closed quickly. Rides off the dasher, falls perfectly for Mayhew. 1 against 2, swinging wide with the IceHogs changing in behind. He'll filter it down low for Nazar. Mayhew holds in right point, bumped down the wall. 7 minutes to go in the second period. Inserting feet at the circles, was intercepted away. Felix trying to get back defensively. Center zone pass is intercepted, but the IceHogs will be shorthanded. It's interference against Rockford. Artyom Levshadov is the guilty party. And the Wolves will go to their second power play of the game. Remember, their first power play, only lasted for about 45 seconds. See if they have more success here. Up 3-2, 6:52 to go. Second period. Face off far dot of the Rockford zone. It's one away. Back by Wagner. Cross ice pass to near side boards. Unger Sorum will play it in behind for Lemieux. Operating out of the trapezoid. He's closed on quickly by Del Mastro. Unger Sorum operates off the near circle. Up top for Smith, the defenseman, quarterbacking the power play. Right side circle, puck settled down by Nadeau. Now down to the goal line, he plays catch with Gundler. Nadeau up top for Smith straight away. Unger Sorum, top of the right dot. Bumped it down to the goal line for Lemieux. Return feed, Unger Sorum. Half a minute gone to the power play. Nice defensive play by Cole Gutman with the reach. Pokes it free and should allow the IceHogs to clear. It ramps up, though, into about the second row of the Sands. We'll see where this face-off occurs. Looks like it's going to be back in the Rockford zone. Puck dropped to the left of Weeks. Chicago gets possession. Morrow slides it down the wall for Jost near boards. Yaska operating in from behind the net, finds Suzuki. He'll stick handle far wall. Inserting feed for Robitaille, returns it right back. Felix gets strong on the body and behind the net. Frees it up for Frank Nazar. He's been dangerous shorthanded this season. This time he chips it up into the Chicago bench. This faceoff's going to come back into the Rockford zone once again. That's twice where it looked like the IceHogs had a good look to clear, and they cleared of some sort. But the faceoff will come back into the defensive zone. Frank Nazar gets tossed out of the draw. Slaggert leans in against Robidoux. Robidoux wins it back tomorrow at the right point. Slides it along the blue line. Suzuki, top of the far circle, cross ice pass for Jost, and a one-time blast. Goes off the skate of Felix. Rebounds into the middle. Robidoux operating out of the slot. Up top, Morrow will twirl it left side. Suzuki towards the middle. Nobody home on the center ice pass. 30 seconds to go in the man advantage, and Colin Felix backhands down the rink. Rockford can get a fresh 4 penalty killers out there. It's Levshidov in the box for 20 more seconds for interference. Backhanded in deep to the Rockford zone. Del Mastro drapes his man up along the backboards. It's fought free for Louis Crevier. He knocks down Suzuki but dropped his stick. Del Mastro out of the trapezoid, sends it down the river. 2 seconds in one, we're back to 5-on-5. Another successful Rockford penalty kill. They were a perfect 4 for 4 last night against a very good Griffins offense. 3-2 Chicago. 4:40 to go in the second period. We're skating even strength. Weeks chucks the puck out with his glove, keeps play alive. It's held in at the left point. Wolves dump back down into the trapezoid. Felix gets to it. It rides off the dasher. It's sticked away. Ludwinski played it in behind the defensive Seeley and almost had an odd man rush. Fitzgerald closed on quickly at the red line. Couple of head fakes past Slavin and will dump in. Mayhew first to it in on the forecheck. He's dispossessed by Slavin. It's chugged up the far boards. Nazar quickly up ahead for Mayhew. He turned it over though to Brindamore. Wolves are back in. Center zone feed. The shot goes off the back wall by Nadeau. Rebound still can't be sealed in. It's shipped up high and Cini gloved it down. He's stripped of the puck from behind by Nadeau. He didn't see that the forecheck hadn't peeled off for Chicago yet. Sanford spins away from the pressure of Nadeau. Now Archim Levshidov right up the middle off the stick of Mayhew. IceHogs had a tough time clearing the zone with possession, getting a breakout. Wolves are really clogging the middle. Archim Levshidov away from the pressure, takes the hit from Lemieux to make the play, but now Lemieux in the slot forced the turnover. The lefty stick handles up to the left point. Lemieux down below, gets a return feed in front. Didn't get a whole lot on the shot and punched it up into the body of Mitchell Weeks. 3:11 to go in the second period. 3-2 Chicago. Back in a moment on the IceHogs Broadcast Network, presented by BMO.
Rockford's waited more than 30 years, and the wait is over. Now we're ready for the main stage. Hard Rock, a brand that creates authentic experiences. World-class gaming, including nearly 1,300 slot machines, 50 live table games, renowned food and beverage with 7 diverse dining options, a sports book, and state-of-the-art multi-purpose venue. Hard Rock Casino Rockford now open, the ultimate entertainment destination. Must be 21 or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER or text support to 53342.
For roofing and siding, call Martin Exteriors at 833 Martin 1.
Did the severe storms cause damage to your home or business? Damage can be hard to see, so it's important to have Martin Exteriors do a free inspection. Our team of experts will help you work with your insurance company to get you the roof and siding you deserve. Call us today at
833 Martin 1.
We're back in Rockford, inside the BMO Center. Really nice crowd here on a Saturday night, filling up almost all of the lower bowl and a good amount of the upper bowl as well. It's 3-2 Chicago. Their 3 goals came all in the first period. Jost, Lemieux, and Gundler, the goal scorers. Chicago had a 3-1 lead after the first. Jerry Mayhew's first as an IceHog has cut into that Chicago lead. That goal came 2:03 into the second period. Rockford still stuck on just 10 shots. Chicago's got 17. Face off to the right of the Rockford goaltender, Mitchell Weeks. Gutman, the righty, leans in against the lefty, Suzuki, who's tossed out of the draw. So Lemieux will take his place. Puck finally down, won back by Lemieux to the left point. Thrown towards the front. It ricochets off the left pillow of Weeks. And the rebound is spiked back down into Chicago territory. Amos Salawi sets up camp behind his own net. Off to his let on the breakout for Smith, who lost his edge and then took down Slaggert. Couple of bodies go flying at the line. Now a 2-on-1 rush. Here's Suzuki settling the puck. Holds, looks back door, and the open cage was missed by Unger Sorum. An excellent chance for the Wolves to regain that 2-goal lead. Unger Sorum just couldn't find the mark. Here's Lemieux keeping it alive at the blue line. Suzuki. Far boards, a backhander towards the slot. Slaggert goes down to a knee to make sure that he gets the puck up and out. 2:15 to go in the second period. Here's Cole Gutman. Dangles over the blue line. It falls for Slaggert towards the front. Right pad save made. Ajeev pushes the rebound away. Savoie searches for the puck in front of the Chicago bench. Now Felix up to the blue line, but the pass was redirected away. Here's Jost back in over the Rockford line. Jost pulls up, closed on quickly by Fitzgerald, former Wolves defenseman. Fitzgerald dispossessed by Yaska, left wing side. Wrist shot gets deflected away. Rebound falls for Robida. Back up top, left point. Now Fensori, right side. A wrister once again deflects off the stick, this time of Hayes, who got inside of the shooting lane of Joachim Ryan. It's flipped back down into the Chicago territory. Ryan up to the blue line. Jost enters in with speed. Here's Robida curling high slot, leaves for in behind, and a penalty coming up against the IceHogs. They got Brett Cini for a hook, who was coming back on the back check. And a penalty against Rockford will send Chicago to its third power play of the game. Cini didn't love the call. The captain for the IceHogs was back checking and used the stick to disrupt the shot. Well, either way, it'll be a power play for the remainder of the second period for Chicago, unless they can score on it. Lemieux against Nazar. That's the face-off battle, far circle. It's won by Nazar, but Korchinski can't clear right point. Held in by Unger. He'll send it off the boards. Unger Sorum's the one who missed that wide open net just a couple of moments ago. Smith at the blue line, blasts away, took a redirection, and Weeks stands tall. IceHogs get the clear. 55 seconds to go in the period. And a $1:35 to go in the power play for Chicago. Here's Gundler over the line. Unger Sorum, a centering feed, time and space. Wrist shot sealed up by Weeks. He denies Nadeau in front. Here's Nadeau at the right point. The righty down low to Unger Sorum. Gets closed on quickly by Korchinski. Ludwinski helps to converge, and Rockford gets the clear. Korchinski and Yasko run into each other as both were going for the change. They exchange a couple of slashes. 20 seconds to go in the period. Chicago left to right over the line. Delaying is Yaska. Down into the skates at the goal line. Skated onto by Morrow. He'll hold at the right point. Morrow, friendly fire. He hit Robida with the shot, and it leaks back out to center with 5 seconds. Crevier with a long reach on the poke. Morrow flips the shot up and over the bar. That does it for the second period. It'll be 41 seconds of power play time for Chicago when we return for the start of the third period. But now it's time for the second intermission report. We'll get you some AHL scores, check in on the affiliates, check in, see how the Indy Fuel and the Blackhawks fared today. It's the State Line Solar Intermission Show coming up with Nick Laupius in just a moment. On the other side of this break, we thank you for tuning in on WIFR, FloHockey on YouTube and X, and of course on FloHockey and Mixler. We'll be back in just a moment on the IceHogs Broadcast Network, presented by BMO.
The pain level was over 10, and my doctor recommended that I go to Good Feet and try the arch supports there. It was the first time that I had no pain.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
At Martin Exteriors, we take care of your roofing, siding, and storm damage. We're prepared to provide you with a free comprehensive on-site inspection. Visit us at martinexteriors.com or give us a call at
833 Martin 1.
Rising tuition costs, uncertain career paths, and decades of student loan debt. One thing is certain, the current higher education system is broken. Trade that for skilled career training that has proven results and pays you as you learn. Say goodbye to student loans and hello to a bright future. Visit findyourtrade.org and get started on a career path that works.
What does it mean to be up to the test? At Woods, it means being able to withstand a lifetime of work. We know because we test our tractor attachments, like the Woods Batwing rotary cutter, to simulate a lifetime of wear and tear. Then we make them cut things in the field we'd never ask you to cut. And if there's an opportunity to make our products even better, we take it. Because if they're up to our tests, they'll be ready for anything you're up against. Learn more at woodsequipment.com. Woods. Get after it.
Rockford's waited more than 30 years, and the wait is over. Now we're ready for the main stage. Hard Rock, a brand that creates authentic experiences. World-class gaming, including nearly 1,300 slot machines, 50 live table games, renowned food and beverage with 7 diverse dining options, a sports book, and state-of-the-art multi-purpose venue. Hard Rock Casino Rockford now open, the ultimate entertainment destination. Must be 21 or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER or text support to 53342.
I'm always on the go, but then shoulder pain began to keep me from enjoying even the simplest activities. I tried to just push through it, but the pain never went away. I've heard good things about Ortho Illinois, so I had them look at my shoulder, and right from the start, I felt cared for. Their advanced, minimally invasive surgical techniques are amazing, and before I knew it, I was able to get back to working and living the life I wanted. The fact that I didn't have to leave the area for this level of subspecialty care is just one reason I will always choose Ortho Illinois.
Looking for a career to be proud of at a place that takes care of you? Come work for Hennig Power Protection. Good pay, strong job stability, and satisfying work. We are a massive industrial manufacturer right here in the Rockford area, and we need you to help us reach even higher. This is your chance to make a meaningful impact and be part of something great. Make your next power play at hennigpower.com/careers. hennigpower.com/careers.
Artie, you had your first pro weekend there in Winnipeg. How did it feel?
It was good, yeah. Finally, started playing. We won first game, so we're excited. Unfortunately, we lost second game, but we have to think about the next game. So yeah.
You really had to be patient over these past couple of months working back from injury. What was that like, kind of not being able to play and building up that anticipation?
Yeah, of course it wasn't fun when you're not playing. Of course I wanted to play, but I just was patient, like waiting a little bit. It was the patience for me, and there was still training, skating, working out. Just was waiting, to start playing.
Missing training camp, how much of a setback was that? How long do you feel it's going to take you to get back to where you want to be?
Yeah, I missed the camps, but still I was watching, was learning, just not being on the ice, just outside the ice, still was learning, and also I was just training by myself with the skills coach and our coaches, and also it was a good experience for me outside the hockey, outside the ice.
What do you feel like is the biggest challenge you're facing right now? Is it the mental part of the game? Is it the physicality? Is it something else?
I don't know, actually. I don't think about that. Just try to play hockey, try to do my job on the ice. That's it. I mean, So.
Take us through the first two games for you over the weekend, and how were you trying to build on from those first two games going forward?
Yeah, every game we just try to win the hockey games, so just work on our game situations, and yeah, we just have to score more goals than team on the other side, and that's it.
What's it been like getting acquainted with some of your teammates? Obviously, a lot of young guys down here as well, Frank and guys like them. What's it been like getting to know them on and off the ice?
It's cool. It's cool. Also, I had to play with my teammates here and to hang out outside the ice with them. I think it's always fun. Yeah.
You are the highest drafted player from Belarus. How much are the people back in your home country paying attention to your career, following your career? Is there a lot of buzz back in Belarus about you?
Yeah, for sure. They're so excited for me that I started playing my first games. Yeah, they're just waiting for my main debut in the main league, and but they're also excited. Yeah.
For roofing and siding, call Martin Exteriors at 833 Martin 1.
Did the severe storms cause damage to your home or business? Damage can be hard to see, so it's important to have Martin Exteriors do a free inspection. Our team of experts will help you work with your insurance company to get you the roof and siding you deserve. Call us today at
833 Martin 1.
In sports, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, we save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips, it's gonna be great.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis.
My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
Up your decorating game this holiday season with the help of Lawn Care by Walter. Beautiful custom designed planters and seasonal displays will spruce up any home or business. Call today or visit lcbwalter.com and click on the gallery page to get started with inspiring seasonal decor ideas.
Hey, IceHogs fans, how we doing? An exciting opening couple of periods of play, and I got two things that I'd like to see Rockford do a little bit differently here in this third period. The first thing that comes to mind is getting a few more shots on net. They did a really great job last night in the victory in Grand Rapids at getting pucks towards those dangerous areas and scored some dirty goals. That's what you'd like to see coming up in the third period. And if Rockford is able to get another power play, maybe trying something different on the entry. The Wolves are doing a really good job right now stacking up at the blue line, but if Rockford can enter the zone with a little bit of pace, maybe they've got a third period comeback in them here tonight. We'll see.
Welcome back to the BMO Center for the second period intermission presented by State Line Solar, your total energy solution, family-owned, community values, local team. Nick Laupius with you here for the second period intermission report on the IceHogs Broadcast Network presented by BMO. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday night with us wherever you're watching on our friends there with Whiffer on AHL TV, YouTube, or Facebook Live, and, of course, listening along on the radio stream powered by Mixler. It's a 3-2 game and a clunky second period of play. The IceHogs would get a goal back, and it is the former AHL MVP and newcomer to Rockford, Jerry Mayhew, getting his first as an Ice Hog at just 2:03 of the second period of play. The captain, Brett Sini, and then Frank Nazar with the helpers on Mayhew's first as an Ice Hog and his 150th career AHL goal. The 31-year-old, who again was the AHL MVP back in the 2019-20 season, getting his 150th career AHL goal tonight at the BMO Center. That was all the scoring we had in that second period of play, and the Wolves would get the better of the chances. A couple of power play opportunities for an Wolves power play that has been kind of anemic in the first handful of games throughout the season. Coming into the game tonight in Rockford, operating at just a hair over 9% on the man advantage, and up to this point so far 0 for 3 with 41 seconds remaining on their fourth power play of the night. But it's a tall task for this Wolves power play unit. They're going up against a red-hot IceHogs penalty kill that have only allowed 2 power play goals this season against. They went 4 for 4 on the PK against Grand Rapids last night, and they are an 3 for 3 so far tonight, as the special teams continues to be a nice trend, especially that penalty kill for head coach Anders Sorensen and the Rockford IceHogs. Unfortunately, that was one of the only bright spots in that middle frame for Rockford, only putting up 5 shots on goal in that second period, and they came few and far between. There was a stretch of about 6 minutes of game time where the IceHogs did not get a shot on the Chicago netminder. 11 shots on goal for the Wolves in that second period of play, and there was a couple of stretches where the IceHogs defenders probably will need a couple of ice baths tonight. Lots of black and blue, lots of blocked shots in that second period for Rockford. They did a great job congesting the shooting lanes. A lot of the shots for Chicago kind of on the outside. They had a couple of great chances, some turnovers by Rockford in the neutral zone, resulting in some 2-on-1s and some big saves by Mitchell Weeks, who has bounced back nicely after giving up a 3-spot in that opening period of play. He goes 11 of 11 in that second period. He's now got 17 saves and a couple of huge ones in that second period to keep Rockford to within 1 going into this third period of play. Total shots on goal, 20-12 in favor of Chicago through 40 minutes of play. And again, special teams, the Wolves 0 for 3 on the man advantage. Rockford 1 for 5 on the power play, with 41 seconds remaining on the Brett Sini hooking penalty that came at 18:41 of period number 2. Taking another look around the American Hockey League, a final from Cleveland as we get a 4-2 Cleveland Monsters win over the Toronto Marlies. From the Canada Life Center, Winnipeg, Manitoba, just about a minute to go. Milwaukee will get their 8th win of the season. They've got a 4-1 lead over the Manitoba Moose as they get a pair of goals from Hinestroza and Mutter in the third to open up a 4-1 lead in the third period of play, and that's a penalty kill that has gotten off to a red-hot start. PK for Milwaukee, 5 for 5 in the game today against Manitoba. Elsewhere in the Central Division, we had the Texas Stars taking on the Colorado Eagles from Loveland, Colorado, and the Eagles jumping up to a 2-0 lead in the opening period of play. Goals just about 2 minutes apart from each other, and the Eagles have a 2-0 lead over the Texas Stars. We were keeping an eye earlier on our friends in Iowa. The Iowa Wild taking on the San Jose Barracuda. That is a 4-1 Iowa win as they get their second win of the season with the victory over the San Jose Barracuda. Taking a look now down in the ECHL and the farm report, the Indy Fuel getting a win over the Kalamazoo Wings earlier this afternoon from the Wings Event Center in Kalamazoo, Michigan. The slimmest of margins for Indy as they get a 1-0 victory over Kalamazoo. And you're going to want to take a look at these shot totals in the opening period of play. Indy outshooting Kalamazoo 22-5 in the opening period of play. They wouldn't get anything home until the second period, where Brandon Saigon would get a goal, his first of the season. Kevin Lombardi and Lamos would get the assist on Saigon's first. That was at 8:09 of the second period, and that is all Indy needed, because Ben Goodrow, who was here in Rockford last week with Comesso being called up to Chicago, Goodrow getting the win, the shutout victory, going 22 of 22 for a big win for the Indy Fuel over the Kalamazoo Wings. So a big victory for Indy earlier. Is take a look at some of the other teams in the ECHL there in their division. Fort Wayne, a 3-2 lead over Kansas City. Just under 5 minutes to go in that contest. You have Bloomington 1-0 over the Wheeling Nailers, 4.5 to go in period number 3. Just a couple of minutes away from getting the third period started as the IceHogs looking for another come-from-behind victory. It is Jerry Mayhew getting the IceHogs to within one with his 150th career AHL goal just a moment ago. Third period coming up on the other side of the break with the voice of the IceHogs, Dana Gray, right here on the IceHogs Broadcast Network presented by BMO. Third period coming up next.
Up your decorating game this holiday season with the help of Lawn Care by Walter. Beautiful custom designed planters and seasonal displays will spruce up any home or business. Call today or visit lcbwalter.com and click on the gallery page to get started with inspiring seasonal decor ideas. Add some pizzazz to your home this year and schedule your holiday decor service by November 22nd.
We build great lawns from the ground up. Lawn Care by Walter.
What does it mean to be up to the test? At Woods, it means being able to withstand a lifetime of work. We know because we test our tractor attachments, like the Woods Batwing rotary cutter, to simulate a lifetime of wear and tear. Then we make them cut things in the field we'd never ask you to cut. And if there's an opportunity to make our products even better, we take it. Because if they're up to our tests, they'll be ready for anything you're up against. Learn more at woodsequipment.com. Woods. Get after it.
Looking for a career to be proud of at a place that takes care of you? Come work for Hennig Power Protection. Good pay, strong job stability, and satisfying work. We are a massive industrial manufacturer right here in the Rockford area, and we need you to help us reach even higher. This is your chance to make a meaningful impact and be part of something great. Make your next power play at hennigpower.com/careers. hennigpower.com/careers.
Up your decorating game this holiday season with the help of Lawn Care by Walter. Beautiful custom designed planters and seasonal displays will spruce up any home or business. Call today or visit lcbwalter.com and click on the gallery page to get started with inspiring seasonal decor ideas. Add some pizzazz to your home this year and schedule your holiday decor service by November 22nd.
We build great lawns from the ground up. Lawn Care by Walter.
We're back inside the BMO Center in Rockford, Illinois for the start of the third period between the Wolves and the IceHogs. Chicago's got a 3-2 lead over Rockford after 40 minutes in the books, and they start off with a 41-second power play, closing out a hooking minor that was assessed to the captain, Brett Sini, for Rockford in the final couple of minutes of the second period. 3-2 Chicago. They scored all three of their goals in the opening 8 minutes of regulation. Since that point, a Rockford power play goal and another man advantage goal almost by just about 2 seconds. It had just elapsed. It's brought Rockford within one. The puck is dropped on the third, and we are underway for the BMO Center for the final 20 minutes. The IceHogs trying to mount a comeback, down 3-2 and skating left to right across your radios and your screens. Jost through center was dispossessed, knocked off the puck. Suzuki going to wind it right back in with Robidaw, right wing boards. Here's Robidaw down at the goal line. Has Jost out in front. Instead, going to swing it wide. Skates over to the near boards. His pass gets deflected away by Frank Nazar, who will challenge and follow the play all the way down. Just 5 seconds to go on the power play for Chicago. Jost, left wing side, gains the line. Ricochets off the skate of Yaska. Back to Korchinski, and we're back to 5-on-5. Artem Leshinov had some trouble and forced a turnover in front. Mayhew now winds his way back into his own zone. We're in the opening minute of the third. Chicago up 3-2. Here's Jerry Mayhew in his second game with the IceHogs. Just scored his 150th pro goal And it was his first goal in an IceHogs uniform. Brindamore cuts wide against Levshunov. Cross ice feed, drops for Morrow at the right point, bumped it down the wall. Brindamore fans on the pass, looking to go east-west. Puck in behind the net, far corner. Skated onto by Slavin to the right point. The D-to-D pass toes the blue line and then falls outside of it. Back out into center. Ryan bumps it over to Hamo Salami, and he'll drive it into the zone. 90 seconds gone in the third. 3-2 Chicago. Mayhew at the red line will ladle it into the offensive zone. Slaggert bumps into Legault along the far boards. Wolves completing a change, and they rush up ice. Lemieux will leave it off for Suzuki. Ricochet shot goes off the right pad of Weeks, with Lemieux right out in front as well. Good chance for the Wolves in the opening couple of minutes. Slaggert looking to clear at the line. He'll flop it up and down into the Chicago zone. Here's Dominic Fensori. Played 39 games with Chicago last year. 4 years at Boston University. Was a senior captain as well. Skated over by Unger Sorum, who had a great chance to regain that 2-goal lead in the late stages of the second. Hayes off his stick. Deflected into the zone. Ledwinski trying to pry it free from Suzuki. Instead, he'll charge up. 2-on-3 up ice. Savoie helps him get it in deep. Ethan Del Mastro along the far wall. Hayes with the extra touch. Exits out to center. Quick shifts here in the third period for both sides. Here's Ronan Seeley. His pass deflected off the stick of Hayes. He'll backhand into space and follow it himself. Savoie was going off for the change as the fourth line gallops over the boards for Rockford. Sent back down ice to the left of Weeks. No icing, though, as Wagner wins the race against Crevier. Here's Brandon Baddock. Skating in front of the penalty boxes. Sanford helps to get it in deep. Passed out towards the front. Ajeev with the paddle down made sure that that puck didn't get anywhere near a danger zone. 16:35 to go. Wolves by 1. Ramped in off the glass by Sanford. Slowed along the near wall. Brindamore, a cross ice feed, a good one. Morrow will join the play. Dumps into the zone. The first one to it is Nadeau. Left wing boards. Korchinski helps to dispossess. Baddock with a one-hand feed. Headmans it up. Marcel crunches into Morrow. And the IceHogs flip in and get the change going. Passed up to Nadeau and neutral ice. Cini trying to strip him of the puck. Instead, it's Robidoux with speed. He'll lay it off. Yaska on a backhand. Couldn't find it. Now Nazar sprung in by Cini. Nazar to the forehand. Couldn't leak it through. It dripped through Hajeev on a nice feed from Cini to Nazar. Back the other way, in behind the Rockford net. Jost waiting for a pass along the near wall. It pops up for Jerry Mayhew. Hit him in the back ankle. And now Yaska will travel back the other way. Cini picks his pocket. Rockford might have transition here. 3-on-2. Mayhew with Cini to his left. Nazar down the right wing. It flops towards the middle. Yost gloves it down. Makes the defensive play for Chicago with 15:50 to go in the game. Two-handed chop from Mayhew at the end of his shift. Tyson Jost winds his way into the offensive zone. The lefty pulls up along the far hash marks. Puck into Louis Crevier's territory along the end boards. Travels up the far wall. Slaggert going to slow it down and lead out Cole Gutman. 1 against 2. Gutman dangles centrally, and it's offsides at the line. I think Cole put himself offsides as he tried to race in. The IceHogs starting up a nice little 3-game homestand here tonight. It will continue next weekend. Friday night, hosting the Grand Rapids Griffins. And then Saturday night, Rockford's first date with Iowa this season. That comes next Saturday evening. Puck is down. IceHogs get it immediately into the zone. Gutman off to his right for Levshunov towards the front. Takes a deflection off of Doc's twig and just misses wide. Good timing play with Doc out in front. Levshunov bounced it up the near wall. Unger Sorum tried to keep it alive. Here's Korchinski to his right. Colton Doc, couple of head fakes. Dunks it in, down deep into the Chicago zone. Follows Legault into the end boards. Gutman with the reach, trying to poke it free from Unger Sorum. And he'll drift out to center. Doc trying to drape the puck away from him in the officials' half circle. Here's Levshidov with 14:13 to go in the game. Puck goes in between the legs of Sanford at the Chicago blue line. Lemieux dangles past Levshidov, but Artyom recovers well. He'll lead in Korchinski left wing side, has some time and space. The Rockford defenseman down the wall, and a glove save made. Hajea will glove it on the backhand, turning the mitt to face the shot coming his way. 13:57 to go in the third period. Chicago 3, Rockford 2. We're back in a moment on the IceHogs Broadcast Network, presented by BMO.
Rising tuition costs, uncertain career paths, and decades of student loan debt. One thing is certain, the current higher education system is broken. Trade that for skilled career training that has proven results and pays you as you learn. Say goodbye to student loans and hello to a bright future. Visit findyourtrade.org and get started on a career path that works.
I love to be outside doing just about anything, but I couldn't shake my hip pain. I chose Ortho Illinois to look at my hip because they have highly trained specialists for joint care. My surgeon made me feel heard and respected. Together, we determined an outpatient total hip replacement was right for me. I was home recovering the same day as surgery. Before long, I was enjoying that active lifestyle I missed so much. The fact that I didn't have to leave the area for this level of care is why I will always choose Ortho Illinois.
Right back into the body of Hajeev. And he makes the stop. Ruslan is up to 13 saves tonight. IceHogs are still going to get outshot 20-15. Sanford will get kicked out of the draw against Skylar Brindamore. Savoie comes in and wins it back. Korchinski's shot for the point deflects up into the netting. That's a good win from Savoie, who's got to come in. And they'll keep that same group out there. A little bit of a line jumble here with Sanford now centering Savoie and Hayes. Face off far dot, Chicago zone. It's won back by the Wolves. Morrow will go off the glass and down, but way too hard. That's icing against Chicago. And the top line heading out onto the ice for Rockford. Mitchell Weeks, his last 3 starts, has had tough opening stretches. Allowed goals in the first couple of minutes of 3 straight games. But he's rallied so nicely. In all 3 of these games, he's kept Rockford in it. And he's certainly done that tonight, making 17 stops and a couple of really good ones. That breakaway save comes to mind. Puck flicked up to Ethan Del Mastro at the Rockford line. Cini trying to pass it across for Nazar. It's stuck at the skates of Nadeau, and the play didn't look right. That's because it was offsides. With 13:25 to go in the third period. It's been really fun to watch Frank Nazar in between Brett Cini and Jerry Mayhew over these last 5 periods. All 3 guys at different stages of their careers. Different skill sets, different futures. But they're putting points up in the board early on in their inception of a line just the past couple of days. Louis Crevier in his own zone bangs it up along the near wall. Joe slows it for Chicago. Mayhew does the job to get it out to center. Fensori, D-to-D. Smith will wrap it in deep. Louis Crevier in behind Mitchell Weeks. 13 minutes to go in the game. And it's 3-2 Chicago as Rockford ices the puck down to our right. Of course, there's so much hype and excitement about Frank Nazar and a lot of the prospects on this IceHogs team, and it's in good reason. I think that's what stood out to me so much over these first few weeks is that every single guy that you heard about over the summer and excited to watch in this league, they've done something to make you feel good for having that excitement. Nazar is certainly one of the top candidates. Seedy off the face-off win will dunk it in behind Hajev. Wolves looking to move the puck near side boards. Korchinski couldn't hold in against the tall 6'2 Skylar Brindamore, son of Rod, Carolina Hurricanes head coach. Korchinski sprinting onto a loose puck at the trapezoid. D Del Mastro at his own line. He'll flip it up and out. 12.5 minutes to go. IceHogs are still down a goal. Colton Dock winds it up back at his own line. Takes a bump from Brendan Smith. Almost turned it over. Now the IceHogs do. Here's Lemieux back in over the line. Backhanded towards the middle. Del Mastro just with the mitt. Will glove it down. Leads out the breakout. Dock this way then that. Exchanges places with Slaggert. Right wing side. Pulls up at the hash boards. Towards the front. Dock's deflection is ricocheted wide. Up at the left point, Korchinski. Here's Artyom Levshinov walking the blue line. Holding, shooting, deflected, save, rebounds free, and a penalty coming up against Chicago. Slaggert back up top to Korchinski. Weeks to the bench for the extra attacker. Levshinov holds and shot it off the official's leg. That allows Chicago to touch up. Rockford going back to the power play for the 6th time tonight. And it comes after a really good extended zone time shift. It's the defenseman Joachim Ryan who will go and sit. Rockford just 1 for 5 on the power play, though. Really, you think about it, their second goal came just a couple of seconds after and really was built off of the momentum of that power play. Nazar, Mayhew, Cini, Gutman, and the lone defenseman on the top power play unit for the IceHogs is Artyom Levshinov. Mayhew giving some instructions to Levshinov, who sets up at the defensive position. Gutman and Brindamore for the draw to the left of Hajev. Face-off won by the Wolves and cleared down ice. Tonight the Wolves have done a really nice job of clogging up the blue line, making it pretty tough for the IceHogs to enter with speed, but Nazar does so here. Chips it up into space. Fungos it in behind the net, but the first one to get to it is Slavin. He can't clear at the line. Nazar near circle. Had some trouble with the puck as it fungos off his stick and down the ice. Half a minute gone in the power play for the IceHogs. Their 6th of the night. They scored 2 on the power play last night against Grand Rapids. 1 already this evening. Nazar drifts it off right for Mayhew. He'll gain the line right side. Backhanded up top for Levshinov. Slides it across. Nazar high slot. Backdoor. Gutman at the goal line. Levshinov straight away in the slot. Wrist shot stop. Rebound leaks right through the crease. Cole Gutman couldn't tuck it home. 60 seconds to go in the power play. IceHogs start to change on the second unit. Levshinov winding it back over the red line. He'll dump it in behind the net. Gavin Hayes, first one to it, takes a crunch. It's held in at the blue line by Dock. Slaggert on a touch pass from Levshinov. Slaggert down to the goal line. Sanford looking to settle it. It bounces up to the blue and past Colton Dock. Half a minute to go in the power play. Korchinski replacing Levshinov. Kevin Korchinski starts to move the feet. Chugs over the blue line, swinging in wide. Passes across. It was deflected just away from Hayes. Now the Wolves with Brendan Lemieux will chuck it down the ice. 15 seconds to go. Maybe one more rush on the man advantage. Here's Slaggert. Offsides at the blue. This faceoff will come back out into the neutral zone. Just 5 seconds remaining on the hooking penalty to Joachim Ryan. Oh, the IceHogs in their last couple of power plays have, on 2 or 3 occasions, a puck just roll right through the blue paint. And in behind, Ruslan Hajeyev. Puck dropped just outside of the Chicago zone. Cleared to center. Chicago back to 5-on-5 right out of the box. It's Ryan. He'll streak in right wing side, looking to leave it off for Nadeau. He had his pocket picked. Here's Savoie with a step down the front. He was tripped up a little bit while trying to make a mad dash for the net and looked immediately at the referee, didn't get the call. Here's Baddock feeding Crevier top of the dot, walks in and shoots, and a stick save made Hajeyev. And then the puck cleared out to the red line. Del Mastro pokes it away from the onrushing pressure. Now Savoie with some time and space. He'll chip in, peel off for the change. And Samuel is heated. That wasn't a penalty call against Chicago as he went 1 against 3 and almost got a really good chance. Here's Jost winding up, hits the red line. Now the blue cuts centrally. Hands off the pass. A stick save made by Weeks up with top with the paddle. Then it rebounded into his chest. Here's Mayhew over the line, right wing side. Jerry Mayhew on the top line tonight for Rockford. Slings it up to the left point for Korchinski. In behind the net, it's settled by Mayhew out of the trapezoid. Protecting on his backhand. Twirls towards the front. Couple of great chances for Brett Cini, who's denied by Ruslan Hajeyev, who has made some 10-bell stops in the third period. 8:30 to go in the final frame. It's Chicago 3 and Rockford 2. We're back in a moment on the IceHogs Broadcast Network, presented by BMO.
Up your decorating game this holiday season with the help of Lawn Care by Walter. Beautiful custom designed planters and seasonal displays will spruce up any home or business. Call today or visit lcbwalter.com and click on the gallery page to get started with inspiring seasonal decor ideas. Add some pizzazz to your home this year and schedule your holiday decor service by November 22nd.
We build great lawns from the ground up. Lawn Care by Walter.
What does it mean to be up to the test? At Woods, it means being able to withstand a lifetime of work. We know because we test our tractor attachments, like the Woods Batwing rotary cutter, to simulate a lifetime of wear and tear. Then we make them cut things in the field we'd never ask you to cut. And if there's an opportunity to make our products even better, we take it. Because if they're up to our tests, they'll be ready for anything you're up against. Learn more at woodsequipment.com. Woods. Get after it.
8:30 to go in this game. The Hogs still trail the Wolves 3-2. Not despite some serious scoring chances, though. They're out shooting Chicago 8-1 in the third period. The story so far has been Ruslan Hajeyev. He made his AHL debut just 4 days ago. And he's up to now 18 stops. The 19-year-old from Russia. Canes took him in the 5th round back in 2023. Offensive zone face-off for the IceHogs. And a delay before the puck can get dropped. All the officials chatting right over by the far dot. Looked like at first they were gesturing for Nazar to be tossed out of the face-off circle. And Frank's going to stay in, and he'll lean in against Unger Sorum. Nazar wins it strongly, who wraps it up for Cini, curls the net, has Korchinski towards the front, couldn't get it there, then fungos it through the middle. Mayhew down into the corner, Nazar spun out in front. Cini somehow gets possession for the IceHogs and tries the near side wall. Nazar hard on the stick, forces the play to the middle. Mayhew had it jump over his twig. Cini wrapped it down low for Nazar. Stops and starts out of the trapezoid. Frank with his head up looking for options. Defended by Seeley, curls towards the backboards. Nazar power move to the front and a glove save made Hajeyev. Oh, that was unreal from Frank Nazar. He took over those 15 seconds. And the Chicago goaltender just a little bit better. Nazar beat 3 guys when he was stuck in behind the net. First he tried skating over to the corner, and then a strong power move. Got a really good shot off. Nazar might only be listed at 5'9", 174. He's got some serious strength to him. And he's young, obviously, so he's only getting stronger. More growth to come, but it is hard to knock him off the puck. 7:55 to go in the game. The Wolves win their D-zone draw. And they've got a clean exit thanks to the touch pass off of Wagner's stick. Del Mastro waves at the loose puck at his own goal line. Will lead it up for Gutman at the blue. Cole Gutman stops, finds a cutting Lefshadov through center. He'll bang it into the zone. It jumps off the stick of Ryan. Wolves looking to clear, and they do so with Wagner. Played up into the body of Del Mastro. Gutman reloads at center. Hits the red line off to his left for Colton Dock. Gutman going towards the middle. Dock plays it off the apron of the net. Rebounds into the near side wall. Slaggert's approach forces the Wolves to dump it down. Wagner will do the job and go off to the bench. 7:14 to go in the game. 3-2 Wolves. They scored all 3 of their goals in the first period, did Chicago. Nice hit from Savoie in on the forecheck. He's still heated after that no penalty call on his previous shift. But he got knocked down cutting towards the net. Delayed offsides against Chicago. We'll see if that's intentional. It was reached in by Juha Jaska. And now the lines people will have to determine whether or not Jaska was aware that that was a delayed offsides. They determined it wasn't. So they'll drop the faceoff just outside of the Rockford zone. Under 7 minutes to go. Shots even at 21 apiece. Puck is down, and at the red line, it's blasted in by Fensori. It rides along the boards over to Tyson Jost, who gets a return feed and a hand pass called on Jaska, who set up a really good shot for Jost. It wouldn't have counted. That Tyson Jost, who last year played more than half the season with the Sabres and played 25 games with the Amherst, going back and forth on 90 in Western New York. Of course, Joe started with the Avalanche. He was there for 6 years. Now a forward with the Wolves. Another face-off win in the neutral zone for the Wolves. It's wrapped into the zone by Fensori. Korchinski slides it in behind for Louis Crevier. Nazar approaching the puck in the corner. Wolves trying to kill off some time, up by 1 with 6:30 to go. Cini away from the pressure at his own line. Crevier notches it up the boards. Didn't make contact with anybody, though. This will be icing against Rockford. 6:20 to go in the game. Ruslan Hajeyev has played a really great third period. His scouting report claims that he features a lot of movement built on strength. I'd say he's proven that and then some. Here with some really acrobatic saves. And preventing the IceHogs from tying the game so far. Puck is down to the right of Weeks. Crevier looking for an outlet. Nazar bumped it up the wall. That does the job. Here's Ty Smith, tape to tape for the defenseman Seeley at the red line. Nadeau takes a hit from Crevier, but that puck jumped up into the Rockford bench. So they'll drop it again, probably at center. And that's where the linesperson is pointing. Colton Dock jumps out onto the ice with Slaggert and Gutman. Duck had 3 points last night. Couple of power play assists and the empty net goal that was the nail in the coffin against the Griffins at Van Andel Arena. Puck is dropped at center. Slaggert got to wind it up over the IceHogs center logo and dump in. It hits the end boards. Smith, a weak backhander up the far wall. It's slowed by Gutman. Chucks it off Smith's back body. Wolves looking to clear. Far boards can't do so. Gutman starts moving the feet. It's wrapped out into the near circle. And now Seeley will chip it up and down. It gets past Lefshadov. Slavin races after a loose puck at the near goal line in the Rockford zone. 5:25 to go in the game. Time not the friend of the IceHogs here, down a goal. Lefshadov Out of the corner, lost the puck. Up at the right point, Hemo Salamali was disrupted just enough by Gutman. It went out to center before it's blasted back in. Trickles out to the red line. Joakim Ryan with Sanford watching very closely. Brought over the line by Jost, but not with possession. Under 5 minutes to go. Puck fought for at the red line. Lemieux stepped into by Sanford. Now Korchinski fakes skating north. Button hooks back. Passes into the skates of Sanford. IceHogs looking to go north-south and quickly. Puck ricochets in on Hajev. He was trying to wait it out for an icing call, but he didn't get it. Here's Suzuki. Fakes the deke. Fitzgerald will gladly pick up the puck. Mayhew up ahead with Savoie. He'll wrap it in behind. Mayhew out of the far corner. Savoie in the trapezoid has options. Finds a cutting Nazar. Off the near side boards, Frank Nazar. Stick handling, couple of head fakes. Operating up at the blue line. Had Savoie with him. Tried to give it to him, but Savoie went off for the break. Here's Lemieux back the other way. Deflected in on net. And Mitchell Weeks maybe makes his best save. A stick save, maybe with the knob it looked like, as that puck was destined to go into the top left corner of the net. It took a double deflection. Let's go IceHogs, the chant from the faithful here at the BMO Center. 3:40 to go in the game. Ethan Del Mastro blasted into the zone. It's stick down by Hajev. He'll keep the play moving to the near side wall. Levshinov pinched down the board, centering feed, travels up top to Del Mastro. Ludwinski tried to find the puck at the slot. He was handcuffed a little bit, gets up on edge. It is cleared down ice. 3:20 to go in the game. Del Mastro at his own goal line. Colton Dock will sizzle it up in the air for Slaggert at the blue line. Ludwinski just a little bit behind the play, will race after it to the near wall. Dock introduces himself quickly in the offensive zone to Hemo Salami. Two-line pass is a good one for Korchinski. He'll blast it in. Here's Mayhew fresh off the bench. Approaching the defenseman Legault. Kept alive along the near boards by Slaggert. Now it leaks out to center. 2:45 to go in the game. 3-2 Chicago. Korchinski dumped into the zone. Wolves should have a clean exit. They can't do so past Cini. Now the extra effort from Slavin, the former IceHog, will skate it out to center. Left wing side, hits the circle, filters it towards the front. Korchinski reads it well and snaps it up the far boards. Nazar crunches his man, looking to free up the puck. Shot cross corner, keeps it in the Rockford zone. We'll keep our eye on Mitchell Weeks. With 2:12 to go in the game. Sanford, Hayes, and Dock, along with Del Mastro and Levshinov. The five on the ice for the IceHogs. Dock deflects into the zone. Weeks looking towards the bench, and will go to the bench. Hayes, a one-handed poke up the near boards. It's flipped up and down to center. Big hit in front of the Rockford bench. Frees up the puck for Sanford. Dock will steam it over the line, cutting wide. Colton Dock at the goal line, filters it in front, and it ricochets up to Levshinov at the right point. Here's Del Mastro left side. Fakes and holds. Slaggert at the far circle. Gavin Hayes down at the goal line. Slaggert bumps it down towards the middle. Puck is free and behind the net for Hayes. He backhands towards the slot and it's ripped away. Levshinov at the right point. Delays. D-to-D Del Mastro centrally. Looking to set up a one-timer. It was deflected by Fensori. And he'll clear down the ice. 1:15 to go in the game. Here's Artyom Levshinov. Leaves it for Savoie. Full head of steam into the offensive zone. Savoie cruising in behind the net. Savoie still possessing up to the right point. Nazar holds down to the goal line. It drifts off the stick of Cini. He's dispossessed by Jost. Takes a wide bounce off for Gutman. Left point, Levshinov towards the front. Rebound is free after the initial stop. Mayhew will pick it up at the goal line. And Gutman has the puck jump on him at the blue. Gutman once again ricochets it in off the glass. 40 seconds to go in the game. IceHogs have the net empty. It's a 6-on-5. They're down 3-2. Four Rockford skaters trying to dig the puck free out of the corner. Drifted up the near side wall. Mayhew helps to keep it alive for Gutman. Banged right back down, and it takes a funky bounce. cleared down the ice by the Wolves. Off the skate of Levshinov, who's been out there for the final 2 minutes. 15 seconds to go in the game. Colton Dock has the puck deflect up and out of play with 11.7 seconds to go. They're going to drop this puck in the neutral zone. And IceHogs really got to get this play right. And a timeout called by Anders Sorensen. And the coaching staff with Sorensen and Rob Klinkhammer in his third year behind the bench with Sorensen will draw things up on the dry erase board. 11.7 to go in the game. The IceHogs have thrown everything towards the net in the third period. They're out shooting the Wolves 11-2, and yet they just haven't been able to get one past Zajaev. The 19-year-old has looked about as locked in as you can in the late stages of a game. And give the Wolves some credit, too. They are playing a bend, don't break third period. In search of their second win of the season. Mitchell Weeks stays out on the bench, so still 6 skaters for Rockford. They're going to drop the puck right at center. Brindamore for Gutman. Important face-off for Rockford. Gutman will do everything he can to try and scrape this puck back. It's won back by the Wolves. Clear down the ice, just wide of the net, and it's icing. 6.7, that's an interesting choice. Legault, the defenseman, all he really had to do was loft that puck into the zone and not have it turn into an icing, and the game's probably over by now. Instead, Rockford gets an offensive zone faceoff, and they get to pick the circle they want to take it at. Frank Nazar will do the job. 6.7 to go in the game. Rockford down a goal. Face-off to the left of the Chicago net. It's won back by the Wolves. Taken into the corner by Legault, and he'll drain out the rest of the clock, and the Wolves hang on and win it 3-2. Chicago scores 3 goals in the opening 8 minutes of the game. And that turns out to be enough as the Wolves skate away with a 3-2 victory. IceHogs outshoot Chicago 23-22, but just couldn't get that tying goal. IceHogs got a power play goal back in the first period thanks to Brett Cini. It was his first of the season. That came from Cole Gutman and Frank Nazar. They pick up power play points. It was Jose, Lemieux, and Gunler who scored for the visiting Wolves in the 3-2 win. Jerry Mayhew got his first as an IceHog just a couple of minutes into the second period after an IceHogs power play had expired seconds earlier. Rockford cut the deficit to just 1. And that's how the score would stay, though, the rest of the way. Ruslan Hajayev plays really well in the third period and will end up with 21 saves. Charles Alexis Legault gets the third star of the game. Brett Cini named the second star of the game for Rockford. And I would assume that they're giving the top, it's Tyson Jose who's getting the top star. Certainly could have thought that Ruslan Hajayev could have gotten a star at some point in there too. He was great for Chicago. Well, the IceHogs will continue at home next Friday night against the Grand Rapids Griffins. Rockford's the only team that's beaten GR in regulation this year. They've done it twice. They'll try and do it for a third time next Friday night. It's a $2 beer night and soft drink night as well. And tickets still available at icehogs.com. Well, that just about wraps it up for us here inside the BMO Center. We thank you for tuning in on FloHockey, on YouTube, on X, Facebook Live as well. To our friends watching locally on WIFR, thanks for tuning in. And of course, the loyal ones, the audio only radio, bring back the radios. Our folks on Mixler, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Dana Graysake, so long, and a big thank you for our whole crew here on the IceHogs Broadcast Network. We'll pick it up with you next Friday night. It's the IceHogs falling to Chicago tonight 3-2 behind 3 first-period Wolves goals. Have a great rest of your weekend, IceHogs fans, and we'll talk to you next Friday night for more Rockford IceHogs hockey.